How good is this new music? It's so much better. I love it.
Was that the music or was Sohail beatboxing?
No, that was like Fathery, I think.
You were Father was
I don't know who
I
was that.
see
You,
you,
Rachel?
Phil.
Were you?
Yeah, I
doing that?
totally somehow got like a record player down here. Got it from upstairs.
Just beatboxing. You were just
Yeah.
doing it on your mouth and your hands.
There really is a record player upstairs, but it mostly plays like Taylor Swift and then like instrumental music.
That's okay. It still works.
Yeah.
Greetings, audience.
Greetings.
Hello.
Welcome to the After
Howdy.
Dark show.
It is. It's after dark somewhere. It's not. Other places it
Dark
is.
here in Minnesota.
It's always dark somewhere.
It's always dark somewhere. It's
It's
true.
always 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's
Oh,
not
it's-
always 5 o'clock though. It's only 5 o'clock 24 times a day, right?
True.
Oh, I didn't
it's
think about that.
it's drinking time everywhere, somewhere. I don't know. That makes me sound like
It is
an
drink
alcoholic.
o'clock.
Look, you
Yeah.
can see all three of my animals. They're all
Look at
in
that.
frame.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look, they did the thing.
Yeah,
Yay.
I'll get
So
that
I love
also.
the lazy cat reach. Like, I'll claw you if I.
That's Tux in the chair. He just attacked his sister lady.
Hello, Cake. Cake says it's very dark over in the mainland civilization.
I'm really glad Cake returned because before when I was like 11 o'clock, they were like,
Yeah, she's like,
"Oh,
I'll be in bed.
deuces. See you later. Bye."
Part of me, when you were like suggesting the time to start, I was like, "Can we go earlier?" Like, I'm getting old.
Me too, actually.
Consider it practice for STLV, people.
Yeah.
But that's on the West Coast, so when it's like 1
yeah,
in
it's
the
great.
morning there, it feels like it's only 11 p.m. to us Central Time
It's our
Zoners.
secret. The Central Time people seem really cool because
Yeah.
we're like at the bar at 4 a.m. Like everyone's gone.
It's gonna be Taylor's first STLV. She's going this year.
It's funny with STLV.
Excellent.
I have a cosplay I want to do, something from the Strange New Worlds trailer that would involve like 40s hair, which I can do in my hair, except the fact it involves overnight curls, and that seems like such a pain in the ass to do.
Ugh,
at a convention.
yeah.
And I was like, maybe I'll just get a wig. Like that seems easier.
Probably be easier than trying to do such an intricate thing in the hotel when you're gonna get there
It's
late.
like-
and-
Honestly, it's not even that it's that hard. I do it enough. It's that I have to leave it in my hair long enough.
that's what I mean though. It's just like you have to make sure you're in bed, and then like
Yeah.
it never works.
I tried to do it at a wedding once, and I ended up buying a curling iron on that trip because I also got caught in the rain on the day of the wedding. So
Fun.
Did you guys all see Andor here?
Yes, indeed.
I have seen some of Andor, but I also got spoiled on most of it. So feel free to talk.
Okay.
me-
Well, maybe you
so
can
really
ask us
quickly-
questions like.
Spoiler alert, Rachel. The Empire builds the Death Star, but the rebels establish a base on Yavin.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, it would be a big deal if you hadn't seen Rogue One, but
Yeah, I did see a tweet that was like Andor kind of sucks because no one can't like justify the like what the Empire does, and I was like, the Empire was always the villains. What are you talking about?
yeah, I don't know. Some people.
They have cool visuals. I'll give you that. If you think they're cool villains,
But that's
I'll
like
allow that.
that's a trademark staple of fascism is that you have like
Yeah.
come up with like cool looks. It's a
Yeah.
lot of it's like pageantry, you know, a lot
Yeah.
of it's very artificial.
Totally.
The SS uniforms were designed by Hugo Boss.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
As a Jewish person, I very much understand that like they're trying. I was like, don't fall for the cool fascists. They're not actually cool.
So are you enjoying Andor so far though? Where are you in like season 1?
Yes, in season 1. I enjoy all of
Oh,
it.
season
I've
1.
just been so busy.
Oh, that's cool.
As
That's
I-
cool.
Joke with people. I have trouble keeping up with Star Wars because I'm too busy keeping up with Star Trek.
Story of my
And
life.
then there was 3 episodes a week. I don't
That's
know. how-
crazy. I don't like.
Oh,
It's a weird model.
but it's still shot and everything. It's 3 whole episodes with credits and arcs, and so it's.
But it worked with the time gaps. There was a year jump between.
Yeah,
every
I see
group
what
of
they did,
3.
but I could have done with 1 episode a week for 12 weeks. It would have been.
That would have
fine.
been my preference. But I didn't mind the release model as much as I thought it would bother me. But I also planned ahead. Like, we cleared our schedule of anything on Tuesday nights for 4 weeks, and we just sat down at 8:30 and watched Andor till bedtime, basically. But
Season
think
1 was a total surprise to me. I was like hooked.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
where are you? So where are you in season 1 though?
I finished all season 1.
Oh, you're done with season 1.
Yeah.
Which what did you love the most, like, in season 1?
I really like because I really liked Rogue One. I just really like seeing more of Cassian. Like, and then I will say it's been a second since I've seen season 1. I watched season 1, when it originally aired.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
season 2, as we were saying, and you
Yeah.
probably already know, does the 3 episodes everyone like skips ahead a year,
Okay.
getting closer to Rogue One, the film Rogue One. So like,
Okay, that does make sense because when I realized people were like, and then now they're at Rogue One, I was like, they got there quickly.
yeah, it was totally also not what I was expecting, but it was
Mhm.
phenomenal. I think it's like I'm
Yeah.
still trying to wrap my head around like what I actually saw. I thought it was like
Mhm.
one of the most extraordinary TV things. So I'm excited for you to go into
Oh no, totally. When
season
things
2.
are less crazy in my life, it'll be like this will happen with a lot of shows. Is one day I was like, oh my god, there's nothing going on, time to binge watch.
Well,
It's really easy to binge watch. That's for sure.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind watching the 3 episodes when I did. I'm just like time wise. I'm just like
And I think it like also
It's all-
because it was 3
yeah.
episodes a week, it like became a thing where usually I'm like, oh, I could watch like if I missed a week, it'd be like 2 episodes. If I missed a week, the next week it was 6 episodes. Like
Oh boy.
there's
I'm
so
so
many.
Yeah.
dumb. I'm so dumb because I just opened YouTube in another tab, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool thumbnail. Look, it's like a Superman in the ISB room from Andor. I was like, whoever did that thumbnail, they're like talking. Oh, look, they're live now. They're talking about like the same shit we're talking. And then I saw like, oh, it's the After Dark show.
That's
It's
funny.
Go in the chat of that show and tell them to go watch the. After
How
Dark
good is
show.
my graphic though, right?
It was really
Like,
good. I loved it. Yeah.
No, it does. The thumbnail is really cool. I just saw in the chat that I've been trying to peer pressure Chris Garrison to coming to STLV.
I've been doing it from the other. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I
good,
keep
it's not
saying you
just-
don't need to go to 5 days. He can't make 5 days.
Yes,
There's
that
a
I'm aware of.
weekend. If
I-
there's not a whole weekend, there's a Saturday.
To be fair, I think the thing that is actually working in our favor is that Call Meaning is going to be there.
That is cool. He's not always there. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm ever gonna see Colomini at a con, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I've never
Hopefully-
seen him.
He has a busy actor. There's a
He is, yeah.
possibility. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah,
everyone
he couldn't get a job.
Like,
make peace
don't-
with that possibility now.
Don't 100% only go to STLV for Call Meaning.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah,
like-
because don't. It's the friends you make along the way. When you tried to see Call Me,
Yeah.
whether it worked or not, but
Call Meany should be in Andor season 3.
he could easily do it.
He could,
They're not making a season 3, but
I think he should be Andor's grown up. No, that's
Kid?
how old would that kid be by
he
the
would be.
end of or
he
the
would be-
beginning
I
of
don't-
Return of Jedi? Or
I don't
in
think
between
Colomini looks like Diego.
Return of the
Luna.
Jedi is only about 7 years away.
I
He'd be 7 in Return of the Jedi. Are you thinking Ahsoka? He'd be about 35, 40.
It would
5,
actually,
35.
it would make. I don't want them to do this. I think it would be a mistake, but it would make sense for Oscar Isaac's Poe Dameron to be the son of Cassian.
Oh, but then they would retcon, I guess, the novels, right? Or the
Right, but
comics or whatever.
they-
yeah.
I assume
he
there's
has-
like more information about Poe and like in the extended
Yeah.
universe stuff.
His parents were actually fighter pilots in the space battle in Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
But
I just-
sometimes they contradict the comics because the comics also
Yeah.
explained Cassian and K2SO and how they got to meet. And that's a story they
I
tell
mean,
in season
sometimes
2.
those movies contradict each other.
Yes.
Like
After
Like,
after watching
at Ray.
Andor on, was it Thursday or Friday? When did it come
Tuesday.
out? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Gosh.
It
Gosh,
seems
it
like a
feels
long
like-
time ago, but yeah, it was just Tuesday.
So Tuesday, after it came out on Tuesday and I watched it, then I watched Rogue One, then I watched episode 4, then I watched episode 5, and then I watched episode 6. So I just finished watching Return of the Jedi, and I have to say, like, watching Andor, just like now seeing that set of information plus Obi-Wan plus like all these things that have like kind of filled in that like gap, that little leading right up to, A New Hope, like series, I guess, between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope stuff.
Mhm.
Like it just like enriches watching it. And I have to say also they like it was the first time I was watching the 4K versions of these, like the 4K HDR versions of the films. They look great. I don't know if either of you watched them, like
The
the
highest
originals.
the highest quality version I've ever seen is the despecialized edition Blu-rays that I made. That
I saw them
they're
on
only-
35 millimeter, but
they're
that-
only
that-
in 720p, but I run them through the PS5, which is one of the better upscalers.
Upscalers.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I would love to see the original trilogy in HDR. I just don't want to watch the Disney versions because I don't like the color grading. But that's probably like way too into the weeds. For you asked me a very simple question, and I gave you a long.
I
stupid
get it.
answer.
I get it,
Look
but
who's
it's
in the
worth
chat.
it. Oh, hey, Jeremiah.
Maya
got-
was a
Was a
squirrel.
Was a good friend of mine. Jeremiah, what's up? Welcome back.
He says you watched the Gilroy trilogy. Jeremiah is a big Star Wars fan, though. He knows a lot about the animated shows. I remember talking about
Yeah.
Clone Wars and Rebels with him.
Did I was gonna say one thing I was gonna say is like the Death Star explosions satisfying in A New Hope, but like
Hmm.
the whole Death Star 2 run still holds up today. Like those effects are just phenomenal. Like it's insane. Like what they pulled off back then.
until they redo it in Force Awakens, yeah, then it's not fun anymore. But
Did they do the same thing? Did we go through all those like weird grid things and like
No, that-
tunnel tubes?
no,
and,
the
like-
actual trench run they did, but not
It
that one.
is so amazing that they pulled that off in 1983, and it looks as
Yeah.
good as it does.
It's
I-
ridiculous.
Oh
I mean,
god,
that's honestly what's kind of annoying about it. Things keep getting like the way they do the upgrades for the Star Wars films. We're like, no, it already looked good.
yeah. yeah.
But we
Yeah.
just rewatched Taylor and I over the month of April. We kind of made that our Star Wars month because we knew Andor was coming. And so every weekend on Saturdays, we would watch a different batch of Star Wars movies. We went and watched the prequels, which I'm not a fan of, but they're fun to make fun of. We watched the I showed her the old 2D Clone Wars animation that was made by the guy who did Samurai Jack, the Russian guy. I always forget his name.
It's like there's so many guys whose names start with Shah.
I
TS that
who you're talking about, but
But-
no idea.
Yeah, that guy's show. We watched that in Rogue One and
it's not
Solo.
Tolstoy.
But
another
we did
Tina.
the despecialized edition of the original trilogy, and then we did the sequel trilogy, which I actually and we finished watching the Bad Batch. I caught up on all 3 seasons.
I
of
love
that
the
show.
Bad Batch.
It's really good, and I don't hate the Rise
Ah!
of Skywalker
Why?
as much. Sohel, AI Sohel.
So sorry. I meant to unmute my volume and I actually unmuted the Forsaken.
Yes, Jeremiah's got it. It's
Sorry.
Tarkovsky.
Jindy
Yeah.
Tartakovsky, yeah.
Um,
We were talking about this, but the first time I saw the AI Sohail was a couple years ago, and I reacted to it so viscerally. Everyone was disappointed we weren't recording yet because I like fetal positioned. I was so creeped out by it.
so sorry. I know it's perturbing. I have a question for you guys. So on the internet, I saw a few like Andor like questions that a lot of I think fans who don't know the whole or as much about Star Wars as like some of us do, like who've watched like almost everything. So is there a explanation for why the first Death Star took 20 years to make, but then the 2nd
Mhm.
Death Star seemed to only
Yeah, I think that was they've been working on that one too.
at the same time? It's like one
It's
is
just not
like
as far
government
along.
everything, right? Like you don't build one, you
Wasn't
build
that in
two.
Contact? I love that line in Contact. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
why buy
exactly.
one when you can buy
When you
two
can buy
for
two.
twice
Well,
the
But
price?
it also makes sense. It'd be like you would have just have
It's
more than
bigger,
one to
too.
have like one for
It's
one part
bigger.
of the galaxy,
Yeah.
one in another
Yeah.
part.
They actually, it only takes a few years to build the infrastructure of the Death Star. The reason why it was held up for as many years as it was is because making the weapon actually work and getting the material they needed for the actual laser. That's why
Right.
in Rogue One you see them installing like a the new kind of saucer disc into like the laser
Right.
hole on the Death Star. It's like, oh, they had been it was modular because they were like trying different versions of it to try to get it to work. Is the extended canon explanation.
Inside of canon, am I mistaken also that the 2nd Death Star was much larger than the
Yes.
first Death
Yeah.
Star,
Yeah.
and that's why it was like kind of where it was in its look. I love the look of the incomplete
Mm-hmm.
Death Star. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, as a kid, when I was real little, I thought it was supposed to be like a retcon of the first movie, that the Death Star didn't blow up all the way and that it was like still
Oh.
partially out there. So I thought
Oh.
it was just like battle damaged Death Star.
That's
think
also rad though.
That's also really cool. Like,
Yeah.
It's all those the teddy bears put it back together when I found it.
Yeah. Oh, I was also gonna say this. I used to like not really like Ewoks. I thought they were kind of like freaky because they're cannibals and stuff. But you know what? I was this time when I was watching
Yum,
Return
yum.
of the Jedi. This is like the first time like I really like. You know what? Like I'm down with the Ewoks. Like I'm down with them like overthrowing these teddy bears
Wait.
overthrowing tyranny.
That's
Have you
awesome.
shown-
I think as a child, I completely like cannibalism went wee over my head, and then I was
They're
like,
not. They don't eat other Ewoks. They just eat people.
That's true. Technically
true.
not cannibals,
technically not
Yeah.
cannibals.
but people
Carnivores.
eaters.
Humanoids.
Yeah.
Sentient
Yeah.
people. Yes, they eat sentient.
We eat sentient things too.
And then I was like,
unfortunately.
they're cute. And then
Yeah,
as an
I
adult, I
don't.
realized I was like, oh
Okay.
god, creepy. Like,
I love the Ewoks. I have one here in bed with me.
Aw.
I think
Yum,
it's
num.
Wicket.
no.
Sometimes
I
I
have-
think little Amos looks like an Ewok in the face.
He does. You should get him
Yeah.
the little fuzzy ears for.
Oh yeah, get him an
Halloween.
Ewok Halloween costume. And
Yeah.
some of us have actually met Christina Chong's dog in real life, Runa Ewok.
Oh yeah.
I saw that dog on a stage, and I made a stuffed version of it.
Yeah, we Joel and I
Yeah.
saw that dog in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
They brought a chair out for Runa to sit on during the panel. It was amazing.
And Elias Tofexis had his dog as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a big lab
and
kind of.
I don't know if you watched that panel, but in Dallas, she had the dog on stage.
Would you guys be down with a Clea, the actress who played Clea, playing Leia?
No, I like Clea as Clea, but I would love to see more of her. And I actually am okay with like retconning in The Empire Strikes Back at Echo Base. There is a woman on like the comms, like transmitting signals or something. And I'm okay with like retconning that's Clea. Like the way that we retconned that Rex is the old bearded rebel soldier in Jedi. I say
yeah.
like let's make Clea the comms officer in Empire.
Oh.
I don't think we need to
What
see
do
Leia
you-
anymore.
What do you think of Bix and the Bothans being the next adventure?
That's gonna be Rogue 2. Is the Bothans going to get the
And
the
many
plans
will
for the
die.
second-
The thing
And
is,
you know what?
it's going to be a tragedy. Many will
And the
die to
the
break the
Emperor
information.
knew that they were like it was all set up as a trap for them anyway. So like
Yeah.
There's a Star Wars parody comic called Blue Milk Special, which everyone should go read. They've done like the entire original trilogy. They've done like Shadows of the Empire, and they crazy. It's been around forever. But they had this really great comic where like I think it was Return of the Jedi. It was Return of the Jedi, and they're like, "Yes, we sent the Boffins, and they all died." And then one of them was just like, "I sent Boffins for coffee." They all died there too. And they're like, I still remember and love that from this.
Do y'all know what Bothans look like?
Yes,
They're
they're like
fuzzy. They're big. They're not
they're
Ewoks,
like-
but they kind of look teddy bearish.
they're like prairie dogs, but with long hair, and like they look kind of mean, but nice. They're the things that like
Oh, maybe they look like Gold Dukat in that episode.
no, they're like the furry things that are drive. Remember in you see a Bothan in Phantom Menace when Anakin
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, they're not in the original trilogy on screen, but yeah,
right.
I do.
George Lucas got them in, and I think you see a Bothan in Andor. There's a
Probably
Bothan,
they had a lot of stuff in the.
yeah, but they're kind of interesting. They're kind of cool looking,
Yeah,
I'm
and you
like
could,
googling them, and I'm like, what do these things look like?
yeah. I'm trying to remember myself. Maybe Father, can you guys make it show for a second? I have to go blow my nose. Talk about Bothans more. I want to know what a Bothan, what like a Andor 2 could be like, or like Bix and the Bothans is like what I want to call it. But like,
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I have an image of a Bothan right here if you'd like to see.
can you
wh-
present it?
whenever?
Or does Sohail
Yeah,
have
there it is. I
Okay.
believe that's a Bothan, right?
to?
That is not a
He's not quite hairy enough, but you're on the way.
That's Mark Alimo before he was Gold Dukat. He
His
was
first appearance in TNG.
this
Season
dog-like
one.
alien.
I don't remember the name.
Lonely Among Us is the name of the episode.
Okay, it's such a. That
Yeah.
just doesn't seem like the name of that episode, but
No.
Yes, the one where there's
I
like that.
remember it. Snake people and them.
It's a possession
It's
episode.
the other
where
plot.
people-
Yeah,
yeah. But the B story is that they beam up these snake people and they beam up these dog people that want to eat each other.
I had an action figure of the snake person from that episode, but
Before I love that you're like that one time Mark Limo was on TNG. I was like, he was there a couple
the
of times.
first time, it's
Yeah.
the first time he was on.
Yeah. Before he was the same season, he came back as a Romulan.
Yep.
Yep.
I do remember at some point rewatching that when he was a Robin, just being like, I was like, I recognize that vibe.
In the neck,
Yeah.
you could see that because in that costume he just showed, you can't see the neck.
No.
Too much prosthetic, but
I thought Andor season 2 brought in a little more of that camp Jeremiah. I don't know what do you guys think?
there's a little bit. I mean, it had it had a lot of serious stuff, and maybe that.
But it is very
do.
serious. I like that there's one show that's like
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to call it, but I feel like people are calling it Star Wars' first prestige drama,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that it might even be up for Emmys, which is pretty cool.
Taylor's here. Hi.
Hey,
Hello,
what's up?
Tyler.
Hi.
She can't hear y'all, but
Oh, okay.
No, because
everyone's saying hi to you.
Hi, everybody.
Well, it's wave. She could see the wave.
They're waving.
Oh,
Woo! I'm waving too. Should
Hi,
I show
Amos.
Taylor my
What do
creepy
you want?
avatar?
Yeah. Do you want to see
Oh my
AI
God.
Sohel?
Everyone has to be scarred sometime.
Do you want to see this AI creation? That's his. That's his.
God, I hate it so much.
There.
Yeah. The bile rises.
I think
Wasn't
it's worse.
Star
I
Wars
think it's worse
sequel?
because I know
The bile
you.
rises? But-
Like it's not like it's just weird looking, but it's worse because it feels like something stole your soul.
It does feel like that. It's true. That's right. I like Jeremiah. I think that's where I think that Star Wars camp spirit or whatever.
Yes.
Taylor.
Kudik
Yeah.
brings it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, K2SO couldn't have been in it much because he's too powerful.
Yeah.
Once he's in a mission, it's like, well, okay, this is going to go well.
I can't wait. Just I have a splitter. I could.
Oh, hey.
Dida.
How are you
You
trying to
just
make
put
it
the
so you
head
can
stuff.
both hear us?
Y'all see this?
Without going to the other room.
whoops.
What just happened?
You know, you don't need headphones with StreamYards, right?
Well,
Oh, it doesn't work that great. Yeah.
yeah, it kind of works.
StreamYard says you don't need headphones.
But yeah,
That's true. It does echoes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I was gonna say I've never done a StreamYard without like putting headphones on.
no, yeah. There's enough problems otherwise with them too.
Well, it works
Microphones
great
and
on the Vision
speakers.
Pro.
Chris,
You're
no one
wearing
else knew about
headphones. Those
that.
are headphones.
Okay, I was like, what's with Tech Trek hosts and breaking headphones? While I was recording with Chris, I actually broke these temporarily. I was adjusting these and it completely came out. And so Chris is talking.
It
and I'm
happens. The stuff, it happens.
trying to fix it. Chris is like, what are you doing? And I was like, this just broke. And I was trying
Yeah,
to
one time I had to throw on my old headphones with the little Gwen Stefani mic thing, and then because
I think the first time I recorded with Chris,
it just didn't work with my Yeti mic one day, and then the next day it worked. I don't know why.
I lost these like in my ADHD, lost them in my kitchen. Like,
Well, that still counts. Still counts.
and then I had to use like old headphones that are like painful as shit. So it's like, by the end, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all good till right before you have to use them, or while you're using them, and then.
Rachel, you saw
Like-
Rogue One though, like the movie when it came out or whatever. Like,
yeah.
So, are you excited about seeing Krennic coming back as a character? What did you think of Krennic? Ben
I
I
Mendelsohn's
love
character.
that actor. I can't remember his name right now.
Ben
He's
Mendelsohn, right?
Yeah, that's who it is. He is so damn watchable.
It was the guy
He's
who
up
had
there.
the
He
role.
can bring it like Peter Cushing, and that's the highest praise I could say
Mhm.
almost about any human being. Because Peter Cushing effortlessly did Tarkin. He just could walk in and do that. Because I've seen other movies where he played. I think it's the movie's called "And Now the Screaming Starts," where the movie was short, 15 minutes, so they brought in Peter Cushing as this weird fascist guy. So it's kind of the same character.
Yeah,
He comes in and
trying to
he just-
double credit. Krennic is Ben Mendelsohn's character, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Ben Mendelsohn is always amazing.
Yeah,
he
he's
is
phenomenal.
He was sort of underused in the MCU, but that wasn't his fault.
To be
Just
fair,
don't.
I think someone being it is very easy to be underused in the MCU.
Yeah, it is. Do that
Like,
with everyone.
I don't
Christopher
even know.
Eccleston was in it, and they just wasted him.
The,
Under
like,
the elf thing. And then,
the fact that it's Christopher Eccleston is mind-blowing.
I know, you can't even tell, and he's such a good actor.
I know. I feel like that's so
I
true. We've
like-
talked about that before
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's good
I
for
even like there are actors I think are more underused in the MCU than Ben Mendelsohn. Like I at least like he made me laugh and I was like, yep, that's Ben Mendelsohn being good. But
Okay,
Yeah.
we can both hear y'all now.
Oh, that's great.
Yay! There
Hi.
was much I'm going to give you a Vidal and yay. Yay!
Yay.
Sorry, I'm late. I was thinking I'd
No,
be home by
no worries.
9.
Well, it
We're-
varies, the afternoon.
so while you were gone, Chris called me out because I also broke a pair of headphones while I temporarily broke these headphones I was trying to adjust them and just pulled it out.
Oh, nice.
These were already broken. She didn't do that.
Okay.
That was I should have.
did this.
I should
I've
have
actually-
They adjust fine
clarified.
now. They're just like a little like harder to adjust than they used to be.
Miss
feel like
Taylor,
that's
this
so
is your
easy.
first After Dark, right?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
But
Welcome.
I've told you about the
Yeah.
format. I
Yeah.
told you about the TQIF glory days.
yeah, it's
Look at
super
Amos is
glorious.
rolling around. If we,
I love
Amos
After
doing
Dark.
his
It's
happy
always
rolls.
fun to watch.
Look at this idiot rolling around like a moron. This is how he celebrates when he's happy.
He's like, I'm on After Dark, find
Yep.
me.
That's
He's
so
like, hell
funny.
yeah. That's the kind of
Yeah,
After Dark.
he probably
entertainment.
barked on After Dark before, but
It's even
Definitely.
more casual and informal and chaotic than
Right.
the regular regular
on the
YouTube
carpet.
channel.
That's
We
right.
had Tux attacked lady on camera earlier.
But like lazy, just kind of that.
Oh, yeah.
We were
It's a
just
lazy
talking
cat.
about how
It's
great
on,
Ben
it's on
Mendelsohn
recorded though.
is
So.
in
Oh.
Andor, and but also in Rogue One, of course.
And the funny thing is, the other day, because Taylor and I have also been watching a lot of the Batman and Superman movies over the years. We started with like 66 Batman with Adam West,
Oh yeah.
Christopher Reeve Superman movies. But anyways, we finished off the Nolan Batman movies.
Mhm.
And he's in a scene with Bane in that movie where it's a kind of a famous moment in that movie when he's like yelling at Bane and he's like, I'm in charge here. And Bane just puts his hand on him. And he's like, do you feel in charge? And
I love
It-
his voice in that movie.
in Andor, though,
Feel in
he,
charge.
but as director Krennic in Andor, he has a moment with Dedra
Yeah. Yeah,
When
with,
he like pokes the top of her head. Yeah.
yeah.
That was improvised, apparently.
I feel like those Nolan
It was
movies have a
good.
ton of like when you rewatch them now, a ton of people that you're like, wait, they're in this?
There's a lot of people like that. Yeah.
Isn't like little kid Joffrey in those?
One
Yep.
of
Yeah,
them.
he's in Batman Begins.
Yeah. No idea what that actor's name is. I'm like little kid
I
Joffrey.
forget.
Yeah.
He retired from acting because
Yeah.
everyone was so
Came
mean
back
to him.
though. I think he's trying to come back though. After he went to college,
Yeah.
the heat's down. I don't think people want to kill him anymore because everyone doesn't
He
rewatch.
was a little
Game
too
of
good at
Thrones.
playing Joffrey, and I felt
He-
bad because
He
I was
was,
like, you're
he
such
was
a good actor.
amazing. He was great.
He was at some convention where that Connor Trenier was at, and they were gonna after the con they were gonna go clubbing together. Some of the actors at the con, and he said that like they were in line to get into the club, and like they let like the Game of Thrones guy in, but like they weren't like sure about like this guy who was from like a Star Trek show from 20 years ago, and so they were like, okay, sir, step through this door. And so Connor Trenier's like, hell yeah, I'm getting into the club. And he like goes through the door and like takes him down a hallway, goes out another door, and then like he's out in like the back alley and can't get back in. It's like
Oh,
that
it's
was
a
the
trick
door
door?
to like ditch people with, you know.
What the fuck?
That's hilarious to have that. But
That's so
And
That's
then-
so
funny.
rough. Poor
He
thing.
went back to the hotel, and then he said like the like Game of Thrones actor like called her like, oh, like they're gonna let you in, and he's like, dude, it's like 2 a.m. I'm already back at the hotel. I'm not coming back out. Like
I've also seen the age gap between him. He was like, "Yeah, it's still
Yeah.
party at Cartiers." Like I'm asleep. I
yeah.
don't like.
yeah,
It's not his fault that the person was a dick to you. But
I might have butchered some of the details of that story,
Yeah.
but it's at least
That's
80% accurate.
it's funny.
we got the vibe of the story.
80% accurate is good enough.
I
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
If a
Oh, yeah,
C's passing, why shoot for an A?
You know, I think I asked Fathery this, but I can't remember the
These
answer.
get
So,
degrees.
has Taylor seen the 2 made-for-TV Ewok movies?
I tossed on one the other day, and she was like, "What the hell is this? Like, is this a
It's
real
better
thing?"
than the holiday special. I'll tell you that. They're pretty
But
good.
it's like the Jihad. It's also like kind of a quest. They put a party together. And there's
I've
different-
never seen
Yep.
those.
Oh my God! You got 2 more Ewok movies you can watch.
I
I've
know.
seen- I've now officially seen like all of the holiday special because I watched it at Father's party.
Rachel, you'll have to come over and watch Ewoks with us at some
Ewok.
point.
Ewok party night. That's right.
Are
I-
they available? The
They're on Disney Plus.
They are on Disney.
What?
Plus,
The
yeah.
Caravan of Courage? And,
Yes, and
Battle
Battle
of
of
Endor.
Endor both.
Yep.
What?
And when I was a kid,
They've
Awesome.
never been disavowed. No, they're not like the holiday special.
Oh,
when I was little, those were basically
I think I forgot.
Star Wars 5 and Star
Yeah.
Wars 4 and Star Wars 5 to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, every once in a while they'd be on Sunday night on whatever network produced them, and
Yeah, and,
watch them every time.
ABC. It would come on ABC
Yeah,
every now
okay.
and then. And the video store in my small town also had them on VHS. I would rent them on occasion.
Yeah,
They had both.
Oh, I meant to ask. Mon Mothma appeared in Mandalorian, right?
Rebels.
Rebels.
yeah, because
No, but doesn't she appear in a post Jedi? There's there? No. Oh, not yet.
Not on film, not on screen.
Oh,
in
okay.
cartoons, I don't remember. What is there one? Wait, is there any post ones? Not
Well,
really.
there's that Resistance cartoon, but she's not
Oh
in
yes,
that.
yeah.
But she like obviously in the books she plays a huge
Yeah.
role, and in like the current continuity, she becomes the first chancellor of
Yeah.
the New Republic post Empire.
Okay.
That's gonna be great.
Mhm.
And where is what ends up being the capital world?
So I don't know what the first one was. I don't remember, but instead of Coruscant being the permanent capital, the idea
Right,
is
they
that it's a
rotated. I
roaming-
knew about that.
Yeah. Until it gets to Hosnian Prime, and then that gets blowed up. But
Because Coruscant comes from Timothy Zahn too. It wasn't a Lucas
Yes.
thing.
and before 1999, we didn't know if you said it Coruscant or Coruscant.
Oh yeah, it was. It
Until
was
the
I always
so many
knew.
words and novels. You're like, oh,
I-
I always knew I always pronounced it Coruscant.
I didn't know if it was going to be Palpatine or Palpatine until 1999 either.
I
Yep.
also got that one
Oh.
right.
I
got that
always
wrong.
said Palpatine until like that moment in where like Natalie Portman is like painted up as Queen Amidala as a teenager, and she's like, "Senator Palpatine," and it's like, oh, I guess it's Palpatine. I didn't.
It's
Who
Palpatine,
knew?
yeah.
I swear.
Just like I used to say Omega, and now I know it's really Omega.
Omega.
Omega? I haven't seen it yet.
There was like a
Bad
friend
Batch.
told me that the first when she saw like the first Harry Potter movie in theater, she swears she heard like someone say Hermione for the first time and heard someone go, "Oh."
remember
I said
that
it
one
wrong
too.
when I read the book.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
sure that in my brain, when I was like reading those books, I just went blah 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 blah. Like, that
Actually,
was
I saw the first movie and then I read the first 2 books, but I couldn't remember how it was pronounced when I
Yeah.
read the book, so it didn't matter.
Do you know where the first time I saw that name? Because I didn't read Harry Potter, but in
Like
in Archie comics,
Okay.
Betty and Veronica. Which one is the rich one?
Oh, it's Veronica. It's her. her mom's
Veronica's
name.
mom is it's spelled
Hermione.
like.
I did read Archie comics, but I think I read Archie comics after Harry Potter.
I read very little Archie. I mean, I kind of did, but not
I
much.
read a lot, but I was like, all of my Archie comics were like, of someone in the neighborhood got rid of a box of Archie comics, so all of my Archie comics were like 10 years
Random.
older than like everyone else's.
Well, it's fine.
It's fine.
Oh, Jeremiah says that Mon Mothma's in Hollows scene in The Mandalorian.
Oh, okay, maybe that's what
Oh, really? I knew there was something, right?
Yeah, it sounds like that's what you were thinking of.
Oh, okay. Great. More Mon Mothma. I definitely want
She's
that
great.
Bothan's.
It's so
She could-
weird. She was initially cast just for that one scene in what?
Revenge
is
of the
it-
Sith. They
Revenge of the
cast,
Sith, because she looked like the original actress. I mean, obviously she's a good actress, but
I
they had
believe
no
her name
idea
is,
how good she is. Holy,
Genevieve
Is she great?
O'Reilly.
yeah.
Genevieve O'Reilly,
good.
right? I think it's Genevieve. Maybe it's not Genevieve.
Why are you trying to make her French? She's Irish. It's
Oh, then she is
I-
Genevieve. You're right. You're right. Sorry.
You're thinking of the original
Janeway.
Janeway.
I
Genevieve Bujold.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm right. She's Irish Australian.
Oh, wow.
We'll take it. Genevieve O'Reilly.
That's
Yeah.
why she's so good at accents. She's not American. Yeah.
But you know the timeline works out because Revenge
Oh,
of the
yeah.
Sith was 20 years ago, and
Yeah.
like,
No, she's the perfect age. Yeah.
She's now like the right age. It's crazy.
I have Ben Mendelsohn's Wikipedia page open, and one of his credits say "Faraway Downs," which is when Baz Luhrmann tried to re-edit Australia and tried to convince everyone it was a new miniseries. And I was like, "Oh,
Is that
this is in the movie Australia. Like, don't try to
That's so
gaslight me
funny.
again."
but Genevieve O'Reilly also voices Mon Mothma in Rebels, which is now my
Oh,
second
cool.
favorite Star Wars show. Andor
Rebels
was
is
so
great.
good it usurped Rebels, but the funny thing is both those shows are also set in the same time period. So
I'm anything that
Obviously,
has
a time period you like.
Chris, on
lots
the
of
After
Timothy
Dark show,
Zahn is my favorite.
off topic is on topic. So I didn't know it's out. Wait, the Voyager doc's available?
The backers.
for some people, I've received the link to watch it, but I just haven't watched it yet because I'm announcing this now, I guess, here on the After Dark show. But in 2 weeks, the Text Trek show will be about our reactions to the Voyager documentary. We're gonna pre-record that and then release.
I was gonna
it while
say,
we're in
okay,
New
yeah,
York.
that makes sense. You're doing a pre-recorded one. I was gonna say, I was wondering, it was like, should Sohail and me just take over and do something weird? But
I've got Aaron and I did that
I'd be
once.
down for weird.
Yeah,
Mother
yeah,
was
that's
really
what I got
busy.
to
Oh
do.
yeah, y'all's cooking show.
Yeah.
I was at
I
a
love that.
I was at a
That's so weird.
Necrogoblicon concert while y'all
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah,
Rachel, have you seen Mon Mothma's speech from season 2? Because it's been going viral.
no, I haven't.
That's pretty late. No. That
It's
must
so
be
good. I can't wait to get
third
to that
set.
part.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the third set.
I don't know how like
But I was gonna say
Star
I
Wars is like
have not
always
seen the Voyager
like
doc because I was not a backer because I was an unemployed when that came
Yeah,
out.
I was really poor when that came out too.
Yeah.
So
So
we're both poors in the past. Yeah,
yeah, I have a job now.
I could
It's
do it
great.
now. Yeah, but
well, I can't wait till it actually comes out so that I can.
you can actually go
Watch it.
on Backer Kit and buy it and get it.
Oh,
right
you
now.
can?
Oh,
You
okay.
can.
okay.
I might do that.
I saw
I'll
that
definitely
too.
do that.
Like, 'cause I
'Cause-
definitely saw about backing it, but I couldn't justify
Yeah.
it.
Chris
non-intentional.
Garris interviewed Dave, who helped make it, one of the producers, right, on the Transporter Room, and he said, "Yeah, you could just go and get it now."
Okay.
Has
And you can
everyone
also
here
get
seen
some.
the...
You can buy some of the gifts too, that if you want a Janeway mug.
Oh,
I thought about buying a Janeway mug at Star Trek Las Vegas, and I saw the price of them and went, no thanks.
but
Also,
they're
like,
really
might be-
sturdy, right? They're like pretty
Yeah, they're
sturdy.
steel.
they were like, they were at least 100 something.
I don't think they were
Wow.
that much when you were a backer for this, but I don't know what they are at the backer kit store. I'd have to go look.
They might be, because I think they were implying these were like just whatever they had left over, so maybe they just
From the
made more.
original run in the 90s or whatever.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
but,
could see
like,
those being more expensive.
But
These were
Those are-
freshly made.
They use those props on Enterprise also.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's somewhere on that shelf. I have a $10. If you ever see me in the Janeway cosplay with like a coffee mug, it was $10 off Amazon. It's not like a exact at all, but like it works
It's
for
close
cosplay.
enough, yeah.
I also, with how expensive that actual Janeway mug is, even
Chris
if I
is saying there's 75 in the chat, so they're a little cheaper than 100. But
yeah, that's not as bad as I remember them being. But even that's still like so expensive. I probably wouldn't bring it to a con for cosplay purposes because
it's almost as much as my Comic-Con Murph that's right there that I bought because I did not go to New York Comic-Con, but I had to buy one on eBay because Prodigy. And
I think my tiny.
I almost want to bring him to STLV, but then I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I'll spill beer on him. And then,
yeah.
I
wanted to get one of those front baby carriers where you put your baby, except put Murph in it when I have a lower decks.
Oh, that'd be good.
My
Yeah,
Prodigy uniform.
That
yeah.
gray uniform.
funny.
Yeah. I have
I have a personal question for you guys. Taylor, you might not know this, but like I tend to like, you know, when I'm watching like Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever, like or shows, like sometimes I'll
marry
see
yourself to all the. Oh wait.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes I'll see someone like, and they're either like episode boyfriend status
Husband.
or episode
As
friend
husband.
status or episode husband.
Yeah.
Occasionally episode husband. Who do you think my Andor season 1 and season 2, without spoiling their fates, because Rachel hasn't really seen it, but
I've
who's my?
seen enough spoilers that like.
I know, but just like we'll try not to. I mean, if it's a spoiler that has to be discussed, that's fine.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
I want to
but
say in season
who's my-
2,
yeah,
the guy from the Brick Planet from season 1, who's in the farm, the agricultural planet in season 2.
is that my husband?
Yes.
Yes.
Brazos.
No,
The big guy with the beard.
Oh, I was gonna go with Cyril.
Oh.
no.
No, not fascist boy.
Cyril's
He-
cute, but I just can't.
Yes,
get
but
past-
I could see that, but he's he's yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
in
when you have
season 1 also, so you could try to guess.
Well, my guy was in
Rachel.
season 1, but I don't remember his name.
Cassian. I don't know.
No, I mean Cassian
Oh,
would be the
yeah,
I
obvious
think that's a
one.
given.
No,
I mean, he's,
Yeah.
he's
Namek,
yeah.
Nimic, whatever his name is, the
No.
manifesto writer.
no. Wow, you guys.
And it wasn't Brasso?
No.
That's who I'm thinking of.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
that's-
you who it is, guys. I'll just tell you.
It's
I
the
don't think you're gonna
droid, the
get-
funny droid. Yay!
It's-
you know.
It's Lonnie.
Oh.
Really?
I'm
Which one's
so in love
Lonnie?
with Lonnie.
Which one's
And then he
Lonnie?
died.
We're all
He,
just
well, I can't say what happened to him, but he.
You said it already. Too.
I almost said,
Everyone dies. It's Rogue One. Everyone
It's
but Mon Mothma
This
dies.
is leading up to Rogue One. like,
it's
wow,
true. Everyone
you're-
does die. It's true.
Yeah.
You're like, there's not really a spoiler. It's true. But yeah, Lonnie's my my Andor husband. If it wasn't for him, none of it would have happened. I think he's like the key.
There's a lot of linchpins, but I love that about Star Wars though, because you could say, well, that's kind of convenient, but the Force made it happen. So yeah, that's why. I love to have that baked in. It can be like, oh, look, it almost didn't happen, but the Force. It doesn't even need to be a character. You don't need the Jedi for the Force to fix things.
By the way, for
love
anyone
that.
new here, it does say the After Dark show. Spoilers for everything.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
So-
that tends to be the format here.
I'm shot
Yeah.
first. Yep. Paul is not the hero of Dune, and let's see here. Spock lives. There you go.
Father,
Rosebud.
what were you saying?
What you were talking about though, about how it all happened because of Lonnie.
Chris didn't know people died in Rogue One. Sorry.
Well,
Everyone dies.
that was-
But it
I
also
mean,
has the
But not
greatest
long enough,
space
I
battle since Return of the Jedi.
it
so-
does. No, I love the ship battles there. But what I was saying
yeah.
is that there's so many people involved to pull off the actual like events of Rogue One, and then eventually the events of Star Wars and the destruction of the Death Star. They're like one of my favorite movie moments of all time is the climax of that original movie. The "You're all clear, kid, and let's blow this thing and go home." Like when we were Taylor and I, when I was saying we were watching all the Star Wars movies in April, like
I can hear the music. I can hear the music.
she had to like she was like checking it. She was like, "Are you okay?" Like I guess I was like I didn't realize I was like crying so hard, but I have seen that movie a billion times and it still makes me like I'm so happy.
I'd probably get actual goosebumps all over my arms.
Yeah, because it it always captures me, and I feel like it's like so hopeless, and then like it's like Vader's like I
It's
have you
great.
now, and then like
I
but then like
have you
they do it, they
now.
pull it off, and this all the events of Andor for 24 episodes is all these people like most of them don't even realize what they're doing, but they're all participating and like setting that up so that like this dumbass kid from Tatooine sitting around with his thumb up his ass playing with his little model ship toys and just
whining about power converters.
it's not fair. Like Uncle Owen won't let me go to the academy, but like they're all like Taylor said it's like running like a marathon and passing a baton. I was thinking it like a football game. It's just like each down they're trying to move the ball further and further, and then like at the end like Luke Skywalker gets it across the finish line with like one last push from Han Solo to get him there.
Jen says something like that in Rogue One, where she's like,
Mhm.
"We'll take each chance or each opportunity, and then we'll take the next, and then we'll take the next." So it's
Yeah,
like
I got
like that.
goosebumps now from hearing you like describe
Yeah, I
that.
haven't rewatched Rogue One for a while. I have the Blu-ray. It's in the other room somewhere.
So like all the shit I talk about.
Maybe whenever I catch
Star
up with Andor,
Wars.
then I'll go rewatch Rogue One.
Yeah, but my favorite space battles in all of cinema are Star Trek 2, Return of the Jedi. I mean, the New Hope is great too, but I think Return of the Jedi, just because how much there is, and Rogue One, and nothing really ever gets to that level of greatness.
Joel, do you remember seeing Jedi in the theater?
Yes, I do. I was so upset Darth Vader died. I went home and I think I told a friend, like I had to like whisper like Darth Vader died because it was just unimaginable that Darth Vader could die.
I was gonna ask you, what did you think?
I was
of,
6.
Some of the...
I was 6 when it came out, and
but like, do you remember like reacting to some of the reveals? Like
I remember hearing in the news, in the newspaper, they had Luke and Leia's relationship was spoiled in the newspaper, and I remember that because my mom told me. Because everyone, my dad was a big sci-fi fan. I saw the first Star Wars movie. It was the first movie I went to. I was 3 weeks old. I was in the back seat. They went to the drive-in. So I heard it through the little thing.
No
in the
idea what
window.
the first movie I was taken to a theater. I'm the
Most
youngest.
people wouldn't, but I
Yeah.
was born 2 days before the original movie came out on May 25th, 1977. And then I saw it 3 weeks later.
Yeah, it took like 3 weeks, and your dad was like, "Okay, honey, like the
No,
baby's
my
cool,
dad
but can
snuck
we
out
please go see the
days
movie?"
after I was born and watched it somehow.
That's hardcore. That was the first movie. Like before it was even like a known thing.
No,
like,
he just loves sci-fi. He
Yeah.
watched the original series when it was on. So that's why I'm here and Star Trek and stuff. But but yeah, I asked my mom, I was like, "How did he do that?" And my mom was like, "Oh, I had a new kid. I didn't even notice he was gone." I was that cute, people. Not anymore, but apparently when I was little.
I feel like my oldest.
When my nephew was born, my brother and sister-in-law wanted to go see Twisters. They just asked us, "Can you come watch the kid?" And we're like, "Sure." Like,
go to the drive-in. Twister would be a great movie to see at the drive-in.
It would, except there are a couple. There's not that many drive-ins in Austin.
Outside,
but there are a few around here now.
There are a few around here still. There's one in driving distance here.
Like
there's
like
a few around the
during COVID, they tried to bring that. I actually went to a couple drive-in movies during COVID.
I kept trying to like make it happen. I've actually never been to a drive-in, and I think that'd be fun. But
no, they are.
Oh my gosh, Jeremiah Wally's like one of my
when
all-time
I saw
favorite
Twister,
ever movies.
I walked out and there was a thunderstorm rolling in, and I went, "Actually, no, I hate that." Like,
I think the oldest movie I remember seeing in the theater, or just like remember bits of, was E.T.
Oh, mine
Yep.
make me seem so. I'm like trying to think. I remember seeing Toy Story 2.
Hey, Joanne. Which one? Wait, what was that, Rachel?
I remember seeing Toy Story 2 in the theater. I don't think that was the first time I went to a theater. That's just like around 5.
First one you
First time I
remember.
remember.
Yeah, I
But
don't
I-
remember Empire. I saw it in the theater, and I remember having the action figures, and I knew what they were, but I don't remember it.
I like also like I'm the youngest of 3, so I'm sure I went to a theater because my mom was taking my brothers,
Sure,
and you
yeah.
can't leave the baby at home. Like,
And you, Miss Taylor, do you remember your first movie?
I actually asked my parents, but they couldn't remember either. I think they said it was either Tarzan or maybe I don't know. Was Beauty and the Beast within my lifetime?
That was like 1992.
That was a lot.
Okay, that was
No,
too
'cause
early.
you're
then.
Tarzan.
right.
I
Probably
think it was
right.
Tarzan. I think
That's a.
I
yeah.
also saw Tarzan in the theater. That's a good. Taylor and I are around the same age. So
Oh my
Yeah.
God, Phil Collins. That's great.
yeah.
yeah, I love
Yeah, I
that
always forget
movie.
he did the music. Yeah.
That was another one I never saw until recently. Taylor showed me that movie
Yeah,
a
that
few
was on
months
our
ago.
list.
I don't think I've
There's
seen the whole
like-
thing. I've seen
there-
part of it on TV.
There's these naughty short films online
Oh
that are like really
Tarzan?
bad. They're basically porn.
But
They're
they
not,
made
they're
Tarzan
animated.
Sohail's husband though. So
No, but they like involve Tarzan. It's crazy. Tarzan and like the nerdy guy with the glasses
well,
are going at
Tarzan
it.
is
Oh,
public
They're
domain
like-
now.
edit
Isn't he?
when they edit the like different animation stuff together.
No, but these are new animations that someone drew, and they're like explicit. They're like
Oh,
they're like
there used to be a thing where people
Available
would,
on
edit
certain websites.
different-
they're like
Disney
triple
char-
X.
different Disney characters together. Not quite, maybe as bad as like what you're.
There's one for Aladdin too, but by far the best one is the Tarzan one for.
Sounds like you've seen a
Sohail
few of
watched
these,
them
Sohail.
all, so you don't have to.
I had to like I was like I
Yeah.
had to see what was going on.
Research.
That's if you get like that really high tier of Disney
Research.
Plus,
Yeah.
like their highest
Oh.
paid plan.
God. No.
Disney Hub. I think it's called Disney Hub. Wait.
So Hill's
almost.
like talk about stuff where sometimes friends were like, "I hear you read fan fiction. Will you give me some suggestions?" I was like, "Not unless you prove you're real." Like,
But back to Andor. On
Whose
that
naughty
note,
Triple X cartoons will be available soon, but not yet.
they might be. It's true.
Well,
There's a
only
lot
the
of Star
crappy
Trek-
ones are out now.
Our friends on the salon did a review of the Star Trek.
that was
there's a Star
great.
Trek. Yeah.
The porn movie without the sex that's available on YouTube.
So see, there's apparently it's
is
good.
This is it like a port and they edit out the sex?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for TNG, and it's actually pretty good.
I'm interested in watching that.
You can watch it; it's on YouTube.
There's
and then if you
another
go
one
to
that I
Patreon,
haven't
you can
seen
watch the
it,
Salon
but
Guys.
there's
Fuck
another
yeah.
one that's the Kelvin. It's like Kelvin.
Okay,
There's a whole.
that sounds hilarious.
I wouldn't know, but yes, I would. There's a whole bunch of Star Trek ones.
The ones
So actually,
that-
I think my favorite one is the IT crowd when it was, they have to watch one in court because Matt Berry's character made one, and it's always characters doing stuff like "Shut up, stupid, sexy." They're all women. Stupid, sexy Spock, and then they like hit each other like "Shut up, stupid, sexy McCoy," and it's hilarious.
I love The Wiz. It's one of my favorite movies too. He's on down the road.
I love the Wiz. It's shocking. The person who collected Wizard of Oz.
Is-
loves
Did
The
we
Wiz.
decide
I'm
on an
shocked.
After Dark if Captain EO is in fact in the Star Wars universe?
Why would it be? Like,
I wasn't on that one, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. 'Cause
Rachel and Taylor, do you know what Captain EO is?
there's
You
no
Cap-
way they know what that is.
Can you, Father? Can you help me out with like,
I
or
don't-
Joel? Or...
So, at a time when Michael Jackson was less of a controversial character,
okay.
he was part of a Disney exhibit that he was a character in like a little short film who was like a hero who would team up with like some Muppets and some other characters. He
Is
commanded
this
like this,
Captain EO. Did we already say that out loud? I can't remember.
yeah, he had like a
Okay.
little crew on a ship, and they battled some bad guys in space and like cosmic adventures. We could actually probably pull that up on YouTube. And
It's on YouTube. I went to Disney World.
Am I allowed to
think
show
it
it though?
was
I don't think it's.
closed or something.
yeah, no, if it's Disney, you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If sorry, I'm on this like on the Apple Vision. Could one of you guys pull it up?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Captain EO is EO, right?
Yep, I believe so. Ah!
Got it.
Sorry,
4K remaster.
sometimes hit the wrong button.
It's just kind of a jump scare thing now. It's hilarious. I love it. It's just like, it's AI so well.
Okay.
He was like always looking down, like
I've only been to Disney World twice, and the first time I was like, my first memory is from my first trip to one of my first memories from one of my trips to Disney World because I was like 3.
I went in 1985 when I was 8. The only time I went to Disney World, so
I'm
it was
also
probably before
Googling,
Captain EO was there. But
Look how much love there is for Captain EO in the chat. I really think they need to bring the character into Star Wars, into the Star Wars universe.
I don't think that's happening.
Michael
it's like he's
Jackson wanted to play
perfect.
Jar Jar. Do
He
y'all
did,
remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh
Uh,
wow!
Natalie Portman said that when she got hired to be in that, like George Lucas like took her to a Michael Jackson concert and she got to like meet Michael Jackson and he was like, "Yeah, I wanted to play Jar Jar Binks, but George wants him to be CGI, so I guess I won't."
For the record, Trev, I've been to other Disney parks more than I've been to Disney World. I lived in Japan for a long time. The park I've been to the most is like Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea.
I've never been to Tokyo Disney.
I'm so excited for
Or
you who have
Disneyland.
not seen Captain EO before. This is like
Also,
this
this
is
is
peak. This is
19
prime.
it was in the Disney theme parks from 1986 to 1998.
I don't know. Should we turn the sound down though? 'Cause,
3.
we can't just
Yeah.
watch 17 minutes. But
Yeah.
No, but we could like hop around and talk about it. But like you
no,
gotta check
that's
out
fine.
the.
But I'm just saying we should keep the sound down. Otherwise, it'll be weird.
But like the production
Put the,
design
put the
for some
captions
reason
on. Put the captions on though.
makes me feel like it's Star
it
Wars.
had a big budget for.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Uh,
By the way,
there
this
are
was like
no
one of their
captions
first like.
available.
This movie's in 3D, by the way. The actual movie.
Yeah, like the
But that makes
exhibit
sense.
you would.
yeah,
you would
like
see
this
in 3D.
obviously is a 3D.
So that would look really cool and not nearly as boring. And like, okay, can we cut to the next shot, please?
I love watching
This
old
is
3D horror movies because it's always Jason stabbing, the camera with the knife and everything. And
Oh, what is it? Dial M for Murder, like the Hitchcock movie that was supposed to be 3D, and one of the 3D shots is someone being strangled and their hand coming behind the camera, and
Look
like
at this
the
ship.
hand would like come out.
So
It's like
Sohel
a-
wants this to be canon in Star
Actually, that
Wars.
ship looks more Red Dwarf than Star Wars, to be honest.
But it
Look at
has
these
like
Muppets.
it has like a Silver Crest or what is it? What's Mando's first ship? The Razor Crest. It has
the
Razor
Razor
Crest
Razor
vibes.
Crest.
Oh, look, it's a pink elephant. They're like Max Rebo.
yeah,
Like yeah, that's a Star Wars.
But now
kind
that
of
I've seen this,
character.
I've seen clips of this. I just didn't know what it was called.
That's like a cat with butterfly
with
wings.
butterfly wings, yeah.
Although this having so many puppets, it's reminded me of like Michael Jackson at some point was supposed to be in Labyrinth.
That one, look, that's definitely a Star Wars character. That one, if ET gets to be in Star Wars, why can't Captain EO be in Star Wars?
Fair enough, but like, imagine if we hadn't
Look
told
at him,
them.
he's so awesome.
We shouldn't have told them it was Michael Jackson. We should have just like hit play on this and then let it be revealed here.
And
Yeah,
she's
that
like,
would've been funny.
God.
I'm on a journey to like lose like 50 pounds. Once I do, I want to have this custom made Captain EO.
Wait,
outfit
are you
for
having your
myself.
leg amputated?
What?
Well, that's the
Is that what it
fastest way to
sounds-
lose 50 pounds. is having your
Oh
leg
no!
amputated.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh!
just making sure, because some people do that. so.
I can't think of his name right now, but there's a creator I follow that he has one leg because he was amputated because he had cancer as a kid. But he once had a health professional come and it's like, we've come to check because you're dangerously underweight, and he's like, there's a limb missing.
Get a heavier fake leg, and it'll all be
Yeah.
good.
I'm pretty sure that I recognize this outfit from a Jeff Koons sculpture of Michael Jackson.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's correct.
Oh,
Okay.
Taylor
Yeah, some
busting out
parts are
the art
famous.
nerd knowledge.
Well done.
Look at that.
There's some kind of like monkey or something that he's always depicted
Right.
with.
He had a monkey named Bubbles.
That's
Taylor, I signed a non-disclosure, and so I can't talk specifically, or especially on a podcast, about it. But remind me to tell you my Jeff Koons, Michael Jackson story.
I would love to hear it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but in the art world, we like to shit on Jeff Koons, so I hope it's a fun story.
It is a fun story. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
No, I've heard like some of that with Jeff Koons, but I was like, ooh, tell me more. I like hearing very specific beef communities have with people.
So the blue
Is that
hologram.
Mon Mothma? That's not Mon.
It looks like Star Wars holograms though, right? They're
Right.
blue like
Yeah.
that.
That's why I brought it up.
Mhm.
Didn't George Lucas have something to do with producing this? Like, so-
Probably.
I can't remember. I'm sure I read about it, but
Okay, that guy does look Star Wars. I'll give
skip
you that.
ahead to Angelica Houston.
because they
Yes.
do Star Tours comes out a couple years later, right? This is like pre-Star Tours, right? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, Jeremiah. Thanks for.
Turn the sound all the way down if you turn to double speed because it gets.
I think if
weird.
we also
that's
if we
weird.
switch to this, let me see. Does this work? Yeah, that might help
There you
too
go.
because we're in it. Like.
Yeah, look at me. I'm in Captain EO.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Vandella in
Oh wait,
Captain
I
EO.
gotta add.
Oh
You
my
have
gosh, you
ads?
don't
Oh
have
my
YouTube
God.
Premium. YouTube Premium pricing is so insane
I
right
do
now.
have YouTube I have YouTube Premium, but not on this account that I'm
Oh,
on
got
right
it.
now.
I have ad
Yeah.
blockers, people.
I'm on the
They're
Text
free.
Track browser.
Check out this Borg
I-
Queen coming up here. Look at
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
I
this is
looked
very
at
Borg-like.
Yeah, yeah. The set dressing is.
the data with the ads, and I was like, can't justify that.
Oh, and these things are like
Okay, Chris
they're
Garris
like
has got the
conjoined twins.
deets in the chat. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola
It
and
was
written by
what?
George Lucas. That's insane.
Oh wow, even worse. It was Lucas's writing.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's okay if he has a
Also-
co-writer, but he doesn't.
Also, we are all going way past the name Rusty Lemonade. Excuse me?
Limerande?
Oh, I read that as lemonade.
I don't even know how you would say that. Limerand?
Miss Taylor,
I
you
don't
get
know
to
what that is.
since you're new tonight, you get to make it show. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, you have to make it show.
You're in
It's
charge
like
now.
You have the bridge.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh look,
Everyone-
it's stop motion.
I like stop motion.
Did
I
you
like
That was
that.
very
That one is
Georgie.
Angelica Houston.
Joel, Zoomers hate stop motion, especially if it's like claymation, like real doughy looking clay.
Why
Well, I mean,
Aw,
it can be
airing
done
out my
badly.
dirty
It
laundry.
can be done
That's not
badly.
just you. Jeremiah in our live audience, one time we showed him that claymation Christmas special that I showed you.
Oh, that was
And
bad.
Jeremiah was like, "What the hell? Like, why would anything look like this?" Like, it freaked him out
Oh.
too. Jeremiah, do you remember that California Raisins music video from the claymation Christmas special? No, this is so Borg Queen. Look
Yeah,
at
it
that.
is.
That
Yeah,
is
it is.
totally Star Trek First Contact. Jonathan Frakes clearly is a Captain EO fan.
Ripping off Francis Ford and Lucas. I mean, that works.
I mean, I would take this over Godfather Part 3 so far.
Yeah.
How
Hell
old are
yeah.
Frank's kids? Do you think he brought them to Epcot around this time?
Joel, when was this? Like
This is like 86
88?
or something like that. Or
Okay.
I don't know. Or is it a little later? Is it 90? Someone wrote in the chat. I can't remember what it was. but-
According to Wikipedia, it's 86 to 98.
Okay. I thought it seemed 80s because it was like peak Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
doesn't look as
Is
It's
this
It's
a-
like post Thriller before, like black and white, where it's just like that's fine,
Yeah.
but not as good. And then so it was.
And
like,
apparently,
that period, it
this
was
is before
just-
bad. This is before it bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, it is before that too. Okay.
apparently it also they showed it in 2010, right after his death.
This is
So
just like
it's
one
also on
super
the line. The
long
film was
Michael
shown for a
Jackson
final
video.
time in Epcot on December
Yeah,
6th,
this is-
2015, and I don't know why then.
Like the most elaborate Michael Jackson video.
He sings
Music
and
video.
dances to
Yeah.
defeat evil.
This is so weird.
But as stupid as this is, this was
Guardians
actually
of the Galaxy coded.
this would be very, very cool. Like at the top, like it's good production value. Like people loved his music.
And Jeremiah in the chat said it was kind of like Farscape. Well, yeah, it goes any space thing with Muppets. It's pretty much Farscape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Farscape is, of course. I mean, this doesn't have Harvey.
Although I've been like,
If Harvey was in this, we'd be set. But Pizza and margarita shooters.
The reason
everyone.
I opened the Wikipedia page, and as far as I can tell, I don't think like the Henson Company was involved at all. in
I don't
this.
think they're real Muppets. They're just
Yeah.
really close to Muppets.
Well, they don't look quite as good as Jim.
Yeah,
Henson.
Farscape is actual Muppets. Jim
Yeah.
Henson.
These are
made the
off-brand-
show,
These are
but-
off-brand Muppets.
Like-
These are-
The way this is like an off-brand.
These are we have Muppets at home, dear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this does not look as good as like Dark Crystal or Labyrinth, but all the
Yeah.
rest of the production value is pretty good.
There's an episode of Farscape where they use the molds from Dark Crystal for a couple aliens. Kind of amazing.
I remember with Labyrinth. So I have a Labyrinth T-shirt, and I once years ago I wore it to a job, and then after we ended up going to happy hour, we ended up at a karaoke bar, and people kept trying to get me to sing David Bowie songs. Except I'd
It's
be
like,
like, I'm wearing a
oh.
Labyrinth shirt specifically. I don't know any other David Bowie songs well enough to do karaoke.
And they're hard to sing. I
They
can't think of Bowie is
Hard, or they're hard
Yes.
and long.
yeah,
Like if it was, I could do Magic Dance, do a call and response. That'd be fun, but
sure, but yeah, no, yeah.
Chris Garris has an interesting stat. He says at the time this was the most expensive film produced on a per minute bias, averaging out at 1.76 million per minute.
Yeah, that's like MCU level cost.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be like a $300 million movie today for like a 2-hour blockbuster.
I think he should be in the Bothans movie.
Who should be
All
in the
the
Bothans
Muppets?
movie?
Or Michael Jackson. He can't. He's dead.
So hell, look at how
I've got
much
some bad-
Borg
I've got some
imagery is
bad
in
news
this.
if you somehow missed the news for the last like 15 years.
He's like getting Borg out of alcoves. Like those look like Borg or Cybermen from Doctor Who.
Me
I'm still
too.
not back, so keep making it show. But I agree.
His outfit is also very like Han, Leia, and Chewie.
Mhm.
Kinda, yeah.
It's kind of some Luke Skywalker white.
Yeah, I see. I was thinking, especially with like the belts, very Leia.
I've been disconnected.
Oh,
Sorry, Amos unplugged our headsets.
Amos!
Amos, just pay attention to me, Mom and Dad.
That's right.
I don't know where they go.
There, here, I got it.
Luckily, your
Okay.
mic's plugged in. We can hear everything.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I get to hold this now. Here,
Well,
I'm gonna
you-
put it
You
here.
can clip it onto my shirt.
No, this is good right there.
Okay.
Or not.
Clip drama here on After Dark.
Well,
So that's
so
Angelica Houston. You can barely tell. It's a lot of makeup. It's good. I like it.
it could have been anyone under that makeup, though.
Yeah.
But
I,
I'm sure she performed well.
Yeah.
And yes, Jeremiah, the 80s were glammy. Oh my God, there's an ad.
Sorry.
Um.
Ad blocker used to work.
Yep, that's a problem I've had lately too.
Oh, is she Morticia?
Yep.
Yes. And
She's in The Witches. That's another good one she's in.
Ever After.
Ever. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's got that kind of evil stepmother thing down.
Yeah.
She's really good at that. Yeah. And she's in other things. I mean, she's a really good actress.
Yes. A shocking opinion. I think Angelica Houston's a good actress.
Yeah, I know. But
Dave Gregory is pointing out there are a lot of camp, but also drag.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I can see it. Look at
That
that
robot.
droid. Yeah,
that
that
robot just checked out his ass.
a droid's getting down.
The droid was doing the robot. I mean, that's almost offensive. I mean,
Yeah.
wow.
It's not offensive if he does it.
Okay. I'm not a droid. I don't want to get involved. I don't want
But
to.
at the beginning of the movie, he's kind of the stick in the mud. He's kind of like the cranky crew member, and now he's getting jiggy with it. And whatever the hell
Oh,
that thing
yeah.
is, waving good. Imagine watching this if you're like really high, like it'd be
Yeah,
like,
that
trippy as
fever
hell.
dream.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, I was watching The Wizard of Oz, but I was super high, and I thought Michael Jackson was in it, but it wasn't The Wiz. So, the Flying Monkeys were freaky.
So Sohel advocates this to become official Star Wars canon.
I don't know where that would fit, but
Yeah, what? Where in the timeline? Give us the
Directed by Francis Ford
BBY year.
Oh God, I wish we hadn't.
Rusty Lemeron. That sounds
yeah.
like one of those weird, like, Urban Dictionary things you have to look
Yes.
up. And I don't want to know what it means, but
Yeah, that's something a kid says to you, and you have to pretend you know what they're talking about.
yeah, he was giving me the Rusty Lemerand. Oh, Rusty Lemerand.
I was hoping there'd be another.
Okay, now we have to decide who Sohail's husband is from Captain EO. I'm going for that robot at the end.
I
The
was
droid
also
who's
going
doing the
droid at
robot.
the end.
Yeah. What do you think, Father Ian, Miss Taylor?
I think it was Borg number 3.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking the elephant thing.
Oh, prehensile trunk and everything.
Pretty cool
I
piano
love-
moves.
That
The
apparently
boys like that.
Angelica Houston in that was just credited as Witch, which is a pretty just Angelica Houston.
She's
I don't know.
typecast.
Yeah, it's a very typecast for Angelica Houston.
But if you haven't seen Roald Dahl, the movie of, or the movie of Roald Dahl's The Witches, she's in that, and that's so great.
It's so good. That scared the shit out of me as a kid, though.
If I didn't see it till I was an adult, so yeah, I could see that. If you were little, that would be freaky.
That I think my biggest if anyone's seen the movie Return to Oz, Jesus Christ. Return to Oz is a good movie.
That's the one with the rollies everyone talks
Yes.
about. See, I always hear about that, but I never actually saw it. I saw
not that
10
like,
minutes on TV.
That is creepy, that part, but that's not the part that scares the shit out of me.
Okay, yeah, I'm not.
I assume, like, I do actually suggest watching this movie more so as an adult than I did as a child.
Probably, yeah, I can see that.
Well, the problem is that it wasn't. Not that Disney made it and didn't advertise it well, and specifically advertised it as it's a sequel to like The Wizard of Oz, like the 1939
movie, yeah, when it's
and
not.
it's not in tone at all the same,
No, yeah.
and it's so. And like Disney paid for the rights to use the ruby red slippers, so people would like associate.
Yeah.
But no, there's a one scene in particular that, ooh, like.
You got to give us a hint because I already.
It involves.
I only know the rollies.
It involves a bunch of heads.
Ah.
I can kind of, if no one gives a shit about spoilers for this movie from the 80s.
Spoilers for everything says right there.
Yeah, go for it.
So they actually combine two Oz characters. I think they call her Mombi in this, but that's actually a combination. But there's a character from Oz that has like she switches heads.
Like you do, yeah.
Yeah, and then so there's a scene. So she has kidnapped Dorothy, and she has a key around her like original head that she gets to steal. So Dorothy goes and steals this key. Then all of the heads wake up and start screaming. And then Mombi's body gets up, but there's no head on the body that's lumbering towards Dorothy.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like 8 and expecting the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it would freak me out at 8. Yeah.
And I was at an 8-year-old. I kind of found Hocus Pocus scary. So, like,
Doug Jones is in that. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Actually, as I like watched it as a kid, 2 things: found it scary. Also asked my mom what a virgin was. Then
This is a fun time in the house.
I'm back.
It was almost
Hello.
like
You did a great job, Miss Taylor, on your first
did.
Make It show.
We all get thrown in to make it show.
Yeah.
None of us are ready,
To
but we all survive.
To answer your question, my Captain EO husband is Captain EO himself.
That's a cheat.
And where it takes place, I think it should take place in the unknown regions between Empire and Jedi. And maybe that's Exegol. Retcon it to be Exegol before the Emperor takes over from the Borg Queen who lives there now. And then that's how Star Trek gets the Borg Queen. I don't know. But anyways,
Okay.
I just think it's very Star Wars coded, but that's just because I think it was like very popular back then. But
yeah.
oh my gosh, we've been talking about Andor for like an hour. I want to talk about Superman And
Yeah.
Fathery,
Yeah.
you have a channel, you have a podcast that you do about Superman, so everyone should go check out your reaction video on there. Tell everyone. But could you
No.
open up this part of the discussion? I just want to give you the honors.
Oh, you want me to do a reaction to
it
my
suit.
reaction video?
Like yeah, or be like a start out the Superman trailer reaction,
I
or
could
even
just pull
just
up the
like
trailer.
discussion.
Do y'all want to do that?
You too.
Yeah,
And we
let's
could show
do
it, right?
that.
We could actually watch
Fathery
it.
played
Yeah.
it. It was fine.
Oh,
'Cause
cool.
it's-
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
I did
do
like
it.
a whole
It's
stream about it.
Warner's, but they seem to let you.
It's so annoying
looks
trying to
great.
figure out what you can and can't show.
Crypto. Oh yeah, it's a
Warner
crap
Warner
group.
Brothers and Disney will let you show it. They'll just demonetize whatever you're doing.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm not even monetational,
Yeah, yes,
so
yeah, true.
I'm good.
Monetational? Is that a
It is,
It is
now.
now.
It's a perfectly cromulent
You know what?
word, Rachel.
if
Perfectly
Shakespeare can make up
cromulent.
words, so can we.
I mean, every word had to get made up by someone at some point.
Yeah.
So why stop now?
Although, yeah, the point I remember talking to someone about is everyone's like, "Oh, Shakespeare made up these words." I was like, "Did he, or is he just the first person who have written
To
it down?"
write it down, yeah.
Like,
Okay. So
or the first person to write it down where he was important enough to keep it around.
so here we go.
It's okay, Jeremiah. You just need to see the next one. You'll be fine.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I
what
know,
some
it's
might.
a lot of
It's a lot.
I'm so excited for this movie.
Insane.
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States.
representing
will cause
anybody
war
except for
I
me.
agree with Joanne.
Joanne,
Doing
Yes.
good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
That sounds so good.
Hey, buddy.
Williams.
Eyes up here.
I was looking at his boobs too. I admit it.
Crypto.
I love the shot of Lex
Choices.
right there. Like, he doesn't even care there's a robot blowing up next to him.
Your actions. That's what makes you.
That's really funny, Trev.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Nathan Fillion.
He's gonna be a perfect Guy Gardner.
He is.
I want Superman to carry me away like that. Da, 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 da.
You have a dog.
Oh my gosh. Crypto. You know the Supergirl movie's coming out and she has a cat.
I
Actually,
don't-
yeah, that's probably her dog.
Oh, okay.
I don't
That's
know
what the word
if
on the street is. But
Streaky
Oh,
the
interesting.
Super Cat will be in the Supergirl movie, but
And I think I've seen it drawn as an orange tabby, which is cool because I have an orange cat.
Commodore Trev, that is Supergirl's dog, and that will go back to Supergirl. There's no way Crypto is dying.
Oh,
You could still wait a day, but
Yeah, they're not gonna kill the
Nope.
dog. They would never.
Nope.
They're putting so much marketing into the dog. Like
Honestly-
that's not gonna happen.
The way they're marketing the dog, I'm like, he's gonna be like stuffed animals.
Oh god,
my God.
everything. Yeah.
There's gonna be a moment where Lex
also
is like
said-
mean to him.
Yeah.
Like
And we will
Lex is
hate
gonna
Lex.
kick Crypto or something.
That's gonna
but-
drive Superman
Although
crazy.
to be fair, I've also said that about Murph years ago. That like, of course there'll be a stuffed animal that you won't have to get at Comic-Con, and yet
Well, Warner Brothers wants to make money with Superman merch, though. So Paramount doesn't want to make money.
I
It's
God,
all
I
a ruse.
cannot, especially because I really love Rachel Brosnahan, and now I've looked at more stuff with David Cornsweet, and I was like, they are both like amazing. I'm so fucking jealous.
They seem
He was
really
so.
good
I
together.
discovered him in The Politician. That was like the first time I ever saw him, and there's like a lot of great
Back
scenes
to
of him. Like,
back in Twisters, he's good in Twisters. He's not
Yeah.
Clark Kent like, but
unfortunately, he's like a villain in Twisters. I guess it's, but he's great at it. I like Twisters. That movie surprised me. Also, I was like very
Yeah.
pleased with how it was, but online on Twitter at least, anyways, and even a little bit on Blue Sky, I noticed a lot of people who like the Zack Snyder films are like having a cow about this movie, and it's only the trailer. They haven't
Of
even
course
seen
they
the
are.
movie.
They have bad taste.
yeah, I
I've
don't.
People with bad
saying
taste
that
don't
for
like
Wow.
James Gunn.
I've been saying the
Genuinely-
Snyder Bros are shit for years.
I
didn't
saw
even
someone
watch
be like,
all of
how
them.
could
I
anyone
watched-
like the color grading of this? I was like, because you can actually see what's happening.
It should be dark and evil,
Yeah.
like inside my mom's basement.
But I think that's such a small
Stop!
minority.
Yeah,
It's a minority, but of course the algorithm pushes it up. So I've just been seeing a lot of things. Like one thing that I couldn't help it, I had to actually like say something. Like I usually just like look, but I had to actually say something, which is someone was talking about how like he's yelling at Lois, and I'm like, no, he's like her lover, and he's expressing frustration. He's like he's
Yeah.
comfortable enough to like be frustrated around her, and like that's a go ahead, sorry.
Tell them what you told me about that scene.
Oh, I was like, that's very realistic.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
I would
yeah, I
have
don't
had
know.
this conversation about
Oh,
something.
like oh my god,
Yeah.
like Clark isn't a perfect human being. Like shocking.
Oh, sorry, this
That
thing
makes
keeps.
no help.
I'm so sorry.
It's so creepy.
Between the Rollies and Starfleet Soul Hill's Avatar, I don't know.
I'm
which
trying to
one
mute
it
my
is.
volume because I have to blow my
Oh.
nose, and it's like,
Maybe this is a little too vain to admit, but when I was reading Joanne's comment when she said Rachel B, clearly being Rachel Brosnahan, I was like, what did I do? Like,
You starred Miss Maisel.
yeah, I'm the star. I did once.
You're
when I was
slumming it with After Dark and Text Trap.
thinking about doing stand up, and I joked to someone. I was like, I don't think I can wear vintage dresses because at this point, being a Jewish woman going on like stand up in like 50s, 60s clothes would seem like a weird Mrs. Maisel like performance piece.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
She ruined it for you.
I'm not sure exactly what the answer is to that because I think some continuity. Jeremiah's asking, is this a part of the DC cinematic universe? Is
I
that
think it
still
will
a
be
thing?
part of
So-
a DC cinematic universe, but not the one that
I think Father, he
Dang
knows.
it. yeah.
So the new continuity going forward from DC Studios, which is everything that James Gunn is in charge of, but it starts with the animated show that's on Max now, Creature Commandos, and then now this movie, Superman. However, they are continuing to use like a lot of characters from his Suicide Squad movie, so like Peacemaker.
Yeah, Peacemaker. yeah.
Peacemaker season 2 is going to be part of the DCU. So
And there might be some shenanigans where Peacemaker remembers the old
this massive
DC.
cat.
Yeah.
Look at this giant cat here. He's
My
being
goodness.
so bad.
kitty.
Hello. Oh, look, it's the little void kitty. Hi,
Yeah,
void
so
kitty.
If my computer starts doing weird stuff,
Like taking either camera off?
Yeah.
well, no, I think that was
That was you.
was that me? No, I'm
We'll
That was
blame
on
the
accident. I
void
was trying to
kitty.
put you full screen, but like the Vision Pro, because my eyes must like not look at the right thing. Like went
Okay, I-
to
Oh,
David
so that was your
Cornsweet.
machine being weird, not the cat.
that was my digital person being weird. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can
I was,
touch
like,
this.
Googling
Hey,
to double
Wes.
check because I'd seen an article earlier talking about the fact that like David Cornspan is gonna be like the first Jewish actor to play Superman. But I've also just
Oh.
learned that his one of his grandfathers is the creator of Choose Your Own Adventures. So like that's cool.
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
That's wild.
I read so many of those in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I thought that was really cool casting too, because
Mhm.
if people don't know that Superman's creators Jerry Siegel and
Oh, yeah.
Joe Shuster,
Yeah.
both sons of Jewish immigrants. They're like first generation Americans,
Mm-hmm.
but they put a lot of there's a lot of cultural Jewish stuff in Superman's work.
Yeah.
Like Krypton is very like Jewish coded in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it is. It's like something I realized like later as an adult. I was watching and I was like, this seems familiar to like stuff I have going on.
Like changing his name like Kal-El to Clark Kent, like a very like Clark Kent's like a very like American waspy name.
Yeah. It's actually not my Jewish side, but my dad, like on both sides of my family, I'm very recent immigrants. Unlike my Jewish side's my grandparents, on my dad's side, it's his grandparent. But like our last name was changed at Ellis Island. My name should have been like Kwiatkowski, and it which apparently means like something about flowers in Polish, and they were like Bloom.
That's so funny.
How about Bloom? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
But fun fact, because Bloom does seem like a Jewish name. When my mom met my dad, she assumed he was Jewish. And for other reasons, like my grandfather had a job in Tel Aviv at the time, and then later she was like, "What do you mean you're Catholic? Like, I already like you."
You tricked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tel Aviv thing. Yeah, that might, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal with in the trailer? It seems like Pa Kent is still alive late into.
Yep.
Yeah,
But is that right, or is that like just that it?
that was a thing in the comics from 1986 until about like 2008. They had both parents alive. So like the TV show in the 90s, Lois and Clark, another example that followed that, or like the animated Superman, the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
But that was something that was created by the comic writer artist John Byrne in the 80s of like, oh yeah, I want my Superman to be able to, whenever he's like having problems, he can fly home and sit at the kitchen table and have a cup of coffee with Ma and Pa and talk to his parents. So it looks like it's going to be that version of the thing, which they've actually gone back to in the comics now. He currently in the current DC comic book continuity, he has like both parents alive.
It's great, actually.
Yeah, it's interesting because I remember someone asked me because I was like, someone's nerdy friend, and they were like, and then I didn't know all that up, and I was like, it depends on the continuity. Is all I knew.
That's the short,
Also,
short version of what I just said.
I like from what I'm seeing that the Ma and Pa Kent look like a totally like a new version that we've never seen, like a new kind of Ma and Pa Kent that we've never seen. It doesn't even seem like they're on the farm, really.
I love, like, that's what made me cry. Well, like the farmhouse
They're on
is
a
just like a
farm.
double wide.
It's a double wide, yeah. They're
Right.
really poor farmers.
Mhm.
Got it.
I like
which
that
is
they
how
look like normal people as opposed to like Man of Steel, where it's like, oh, hello, Kevin Costner.
Right. I actually saw someone post on Facebook. They're like, with all the money on this movie, why couldn't they hire prettier actors? But it's like, no, that's kind of the point. Like,
He looks like a Midwestern farmer. I mean,
Yeah.
he really
yeah, I
does.
love it. I
I-
think it's great.
Kind of hate how like all actors need to be like supermodels now. It also kind
Yeah,
of
all
really
people
struck
are not, yeah.
in like as someone who watches like a lot of period drama stuff, is that now actors that are very good looking people feel they need to get plastic surgery, and then they're in period dramas, and it looks so weird that someone, especially in the 1800s, and I was like, how do you have a lip filler? Like,
I
that's
found some
literally
beetles in the forest, then I shoved them under my
Yeah.
lip. And it's
I haven't seen the
swollen.
Demi Moore movie, but I think I want to because I think it's going to be very like
The Substance?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it either. I keep-
But that's kind of like where we're going as a society. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I have an AI avatar. Oh, what is it doing to my
Why
neck?
is it
What?
also
And
trying
it looks like you're dead. Your AVI avatar
it
is showing a dead corpse
You
that's
look
being
like you're
mutilated.
Mufasa showing us to tell you.
I
Like,
think that's a good
Did you
metaphor.
see? Did you see what the neck was doing? It was
That-
so weird.
Yeah, it was
I didn't
It's
have a
not
problem
weird. It
with
never looks
until
good.
then.
It always looks awful. This is just a new way. A new hallucination of what your neck looks
Oh.
like.
it somehow got worse.
Do you
I
got
know,
one?
shocking.
One other thing I saw online is they think there's like way too much going on for a 2-hour movie. I don't know. I think
I don't.
You can't say that till you've seen it. That's just
yeah, it's true.
butthurters.
But there is a lot in the trail. I mean, there's a lot in the trailer. There's a lot of
There-
stuff
I mean,
going on.
I
Like,
mean,
what's
Mr.
the
Terrific
kaiju?
did it.
Do
I
you guys
mean, there's a lot.
But like, it's
But I like that. Superman's world should be full of stuff.
yeah. It's also like the trailer's gonna show you all the big scenes. Like, it's the most unusual thing about this trailer is that it spends a good amount of time on a scene that's just Lois and Clark
I
talking
mean,
to each other.
there's a kaiju. It has a kaiju.
Yeah.
He's fighting a kaiju. I mean, yeah,
And
it's
I
already
also
nuts and
feel
amazing. But James Gunn, I
like
have faith in James
yes.
Gunn.
Faith in James Gunn, but I also feel like with Superman in particular, because the audience is so familiar with Superman as a character, you can kind of go a little bigger.
Yeah, we don't need to
Yeah.
have an hour of backstory.
I don't.
Right, we don't need the, and it's not. The
Like, I
story
think-
doesn't start with the origin again
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I understand why the first like Christopher Reeves movie starts with like his origin,
had
but like
to.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
the same thing with like the MCU Spider-Man. They're like, we do not need to see Uncle Ben die again.
Mhm.
It's not Batman till the pearls hit the ground in front
Oh
of the
my
theater.
God.
That's Mr. Terrific. I don't know anything about that character. I'm excited to meet him.
He's a great character. He's very interesting.
He's
was that okay? Was the cut in this implying that in this like version Lex is already the president?
No, I don't.
no, I don't.
Because he says, "Did you ask the president?" And the next shot is Lex.
It's still
I
called
wasn't-
Luthor Corp, so I think
Okay.
he's still under his dad. Like he's just kind of like
Okay.
maybe vice president or
I
something
just,
like
like,
that.
that
No, I don't
should-
think he's not. I don't think he's in the government at all.
To be fair,
No,
that-
I mean the
that-
vice
that
president
could
of the
also
corp.
just be a decision like the
Oh,
trailer
okay.
maker made, and not like because there's definitely I've seen that in like movie trailers that like
James Gunn actually edited this trailer himself.
never mind.
I'm sure
I-
he's like a billionaire who can call the president, but yeah.
Yeah, I just if you watch the trailer where they say, "Did you ask the president?" The next shot is Lex, so maybe you go, "Is Lex the president?" And the only
He
reason I
paid
did
for the
that is, like,
president, but he's
has
not.
been the president in previous things. So, but
Yeah.
my favorite is like clearly the person editing the trailer didn't really watch the movie. Is there's the Pride and Prejudice trailer for the 2005 one in the States. They have a line. They have Lady Catherine say, "Mr. Darcy is engaged to my daughter," and the next shot is Mr. Darcy with his sister. And I was like, gross. Like,
I like how this movie seems to
Plot
be like
twist.
paying homage in subtle ways, at least from the trailer, to all the other Supermans as well. Like the stadium where the airplane and Superman returns, that kind of looks like that in that scene. I'm excited to see this engineer character too, because I've never heard of them before either.
This is the moment in the trailer that like made me cry when I watched it. This is the first look we've ever gotten
Yeah.
at Martha Kent
mhm.
in this movie.
Oh, and I'm just noticing she's a younger Martha the first time too. She's usually a lot like I feel like she always feels older to me when you see
Is it the
her.
Aunt Mayhurst? They have to get younger every movie now.
No, I like her this age. It's like she looks like she's like maybe somewhere
it
between her
fits.
60s and 70s, maybe 60s.
fits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Well,
also
little people just get better hair as we go.
I mean,
along.
I
We
think
have terrible
she
hair.
looks older than Diane Lane looked in
Yeah, I
Man of
agree.
Steel, but
I mean, this lady just dyes her hair.
That could be it. Maybe I'm just like thinking like remembering older than actually they are.
You
But
remember
also
back
the
to your
Aunt May
youth
thing,
watching
how
the 50s
old Aunt May
serials.
is never quite made sense for her having this teenager.
Wait, what's that?
I was saying the Aunt May thing, quite how old she is. Like Rosemary Harris is like, and here's this teenager I'm raising, and you're like, why are you 80? I don't understand.
Because her
Yeah.
brother who had Peter was the accident of the family, and she was
If-
the first kid.
if you look at like the old like Steve Ditko and John Romita comics, they drew her like she looks like she's like 90 years old. It looks like she's like so frail it's gonna like fall over dead any minute.
Is a great Aunt May.
I also think people don't know how old Marissa Tomei is because I see people.
She
like,
looks amazing for her age. She does.
Like,
yeah.
This 30-year-old woman does like Marissa Tomei is not 30. Like
She's been 30 for a long time.
I don't know how they made the suit look much better in the actual film because it looked baggy or weird in those promos that they had originally released.
They might have tweaked the effects.
But so you're saying like something like even the suit is like tweaked or whatever? That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's a lot
there's
of
CGI.
They'll take out wrinkles.
In the Marvel movies, the suits are like completely like CGI'd over. It's like in 2011, everyone complained at the shitty Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, and he had like that CGI suit that everyone hated. But now, like all of the Marvel movies, they like CGI the suits.
So all those suits that we're seeing are kind of like crudo, but then they polish them up in CGI.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He had that weird Jack Kirby face thing, and it bulged constantly. You couldn't tape it down right. And
Father, is that the
in
Phantom
the comics?
Zone?
It looks weird, but
no, I think this is Lex doing like government contract work and imprisoning metahumans.
But it looked like that one scene where Superman's flying through some kind of like void. Could that be the Phantom Zone?
I mean, it could be. Like we see Lex in the Fortress also, so maybe he's using Kryptonian technology. Maybe he's using like Phantom Zone tech, or he's
there's talk that there's people in prison, like Metamorpho is in prison, the same place
Yeah.
Superman is. They might be putting metahumans in some kind of construct universe thingy stuff.
That prison that we see could be what it looks like from inside the Phantom Zone. What you see on the outside, like what we saw, and that's why it looks like they're tapping glass because they're in these cubes. But like when we see them in that flat whatever window, which is our view of that dimension, the Phantom Zone, it looks like they're flat against glass. But on their end, they're in those cubes. That might be what's going on. That's cool, if that's the case. If I do say so myself.
I had
Look
a lot
at
of fun.
The bestest boy. Are you guys gonna buy capes for all your puppies and kitties?
Oh,
we'll see if they let us put them on.
Just buy one and then try to put it on.
It was fun watching this trailer with Taylor when it came out because she's a big like set production nerd, and we would talk about like each one of these sets that we see in the trailer.
Joanne, please spill the tea. Were you dating Sebastian Stan? Because if you were, I have a lot of questions about
I have many
him.
questions.
Sebastian Stan is.
I tried to Google to figure out the age of the woman playing Martha, but she doesn't have a Wikipedia page, and Google just says about 70 years old. So I don't have more information for you.
Do you ever not IMDb? She's not in other movies.
Well, she has an IMDb, but it doesn't have her age.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
she
unusual.
doesn't have much of a career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Father, what
Usually
excited
they're
you the
all-
most about this trailer?
The bed sheets, because he had them.
I did have these bed sheets. Those
I remember that.
Those are the sheets I had on my bed. At this, by the way, like that band, the Mighty Crabjoys. That's a fictional, made-up punk rock band that exists inside the DC universe that James Gunn made.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And then above his bed, he has like that banner that says Smallville Giants. So that's going to be like their high school mascot is the Giants. A lot of times before, like ever since the Smallville TV show, it's typically been like the Crows. But I kind of like the idea of like, oh, like Smallville, like our name is Smallville, but we can still be Giants even though we're small.
It seems more appropriate, I think.
Yeah, like it actually like makes sense for Smallville, you know.
So that's your favorite. So that's your favorite.
Oh, my favorite part, honestly, like the part that made me the most emotional was like seeing Martha Kent, and I guess that is my favorite. Her saying like, "I cleaned your boots for you." Just it made me think like, oh, when like my mom was alive, she used to like clean my boots and stuff. She would like say shit like that. She kind of looked like she kind of had like that hair color and like that like haircut too. So like,
So
it felt It really connected there. But this scene also at the beginning of her interview, and his eyes look weird. I'm gonna let it go a little bit.
He's
But
so dreamy. Oh my gosh. Oh, that looks like
But-
what he looks like when he's about to, you know.
well, he's about to give an interview, is what it is.
He is looking at Lois.
That's the way he
He's
looks.
looking at
about to
me
give an
right now. I
interview.
don't know about you, Rachel.
Sohail will interview him so much nicer.
But the fact that Lois is in on, like, they're at a point in their relationship where, like, she knows that Clark
Yep.
Kent is Superman. They're not going to deal with like having
An
to
hour of
reveal that,
she
yeah.
almost finds out.
And they have such good chemistry. And here where he kind of changes from Clark Kent to Superman, and you know, there's often that kind of debate of like, who's the real guy? Is it Superman? Is it Clark Kent? Like, who's the act? And I heard David Cornswet in an interview recently. He said like the same thing that like I feel about the characters. That he said like, well, there's kind of three different versions of him. There's like the guy who's himself, who he can only be like around like his parents or like around Lois. And then there's like the public superhero he's got to be to, you know, be like this, put on like the strong face for the public. And then there's also, you know, Clark Kent, the mild-mannered reporter that doesn't want to draw any attention to himself because he's, you know, low-key trying to stay incognito. So it's kind of three different, and you see him change gears here from just like normal laid back, it's just me and Lois, to like, oh, I got to be like the public superhero, like like his voice deepens.
Yeah. The way he, I'll just go on. So I'll see. Yeah, the way he said Miss Lane, I was like, oh damn, like
He can mislane me anytime he wants.
And there's there's Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. Reprising the role he played in Creature Commandos.
Yep.
Streaming now on HBO Max. It's HBO Max again, y'all.
I know, because every day
It's so weird.
changes.
That's so
I will
funny.
say, the social media manager deserves a raise. Those memes are great.
Yeah, it's
That
funny.
is true.
It's also like because I'd heard the rumor that like this was just like David Zaslav being annoying when changing it to Max. That it's like clear they're like, we all thought it was dumb too. Let us joke around with you.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday, and I was like, it'd be like if Disney Plus dropped Disney and it was just Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's so
isn't
weird.
it? It's now isn't it plus? We don't need
But
the
D
D.
plus.
It's such a big
And then we
name.
bring back the D. We have the D. And then they make D jokes.
Oh God.
Look how sweet Amos looks there. It's so sweet.
Aw.
Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, I was like,
And
Amos looks really sweet when he's on a video camera and not next to me.
Anyone else had a favorite scene from the trailer?
This
Just Nathan Fillion. I'm so happy because he's been in so many James Gunn things that they cut his scenes every time. Like he was Wonder Man, right? And they filmed him, and then they didn't show him, and then, yeah, I'm so excited because Guy Gardner is an asshole, and Nathan he'll bring it.
Also, James Gunn's brother plays the same character Pedro Pascal played, right?
Yes, he's Maxwell Lord. So
Yeah.
it looks like he's going to be the
I didn't
kind of
know
the
why I said
corporate-
Pedro, like Pedro
Sean Gunn.
Pascal.
Close
Like,
enough.
what was-
Who got famous before his brother because he was in Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, when we were at SpaceCon, I was like, "Oh, Sean Gunn's gonna be here." Then it wasn't until the next day, and I was like, "Damn!" And you said something. I was like, "No, I know Sean Gunn mostly from Gilmore Girls, if I'm honest."
He was in everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole damn trailer excites me personally. I'm just like,
I love especially as someone like I love Rachel Brosnahan in general, and then also like study journalism. I'm like, oh my god, a good Lois Lane.
Yeah, that's cool.
Although I did love like her just blatantly kissing Superman in public. I was like, so people think she's cheating on Clark, huh?
And nobody blames her. Not at
Yeah.
all.
They're like, what are they?
Like,
I was
yeah, I
like-
would too.
Or maybe I was like, maybe they just have an arrangement. It's fine.
So
Clark knows about it.
I was listening to what they were saying, what the actors were saying in some interviews recently, and it sounds like that they've been in a relationship for 3 to 6 months, and they're kind of at the state where they're trying to figure out like, oh, is this going to be like a real serious thing,
Mhm.
or is this kind of a temporary fling? and they haven't shared it with their coworkers yet either. So the Daily Planet staff isn't in on it
Okay.
yet.
That makes more sense. He's blatantly kissing Superman in public.
Last on the list for tonight, the Strange New Worlds poster or
Yes.
release date.
Yeah.
The poster's awful. It's AI crap, but
It is.
Is it?
Someone
look at the
like
arms.
dived in.
Look at the arms. Look at Una. That is not
I'll go
drawn.
look at it.
They pasted the actors' faces over them with Photoshop. That part works, but Una's arms are so horrible because it's like my right arm is 2/3 longer than my left arm.
To be fair, people used to do that shit with Photoshop too.
I know, but
Yeah,
they
that's
have
true.
money. They shouldn't do that.
I
Yeah.
believe that it looked.
They could have fixed
from
it.
from the version I saw. I thought it was like created by an artist, but oh well. I heard from a lot of people who are in the film industry that AI is in fact already impacting things.
Of course
but,
it is. 'Cause
Yeah.
they don't have to pay people. Why wouldn't it?
It's already in pretty heavy use. It sounds like.
And it's not any better.
Where are you going?
Oh, look, we cannot pay people and also have a worse product that people don't like.
Well, it's not that we can't. It's just if we don't, then yay, we don't pay people because no company likes paying labor.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Except
first
for
thing I
Amos.
thought is,
Amos
Joel,
does.
we have until July 17th to catch up on our lower decks discussions.
Where are we on that?
We only did the first two?
Lower
Maybe?
deck? Okay.
I think so. I gotta go back and check. Oh, look at the
Tucker,
puppy.
what is playing on the screen behind you?
Yeah, what is
That's
that?
the Max Fleischer Superman because that's all like
Oh.
public domain and no one's gonna care if that's playing
Okay.
right there.
Yeah, occasionally
feel
I would
like-
look at it and I'd forget. But
I just paid attention to it. I was like, wait, what the hell was that?
So how
was
I
so
have
sad.
the key
Oh.
art if you want to.
Oh yeah, here we go. Add to stage. There it is. Let me take this
Music.
band.
yeah, look at Una's right arm.
Oh
It
yeah, that
looks
is a little
super long.
awkward.
Some of their others look, it's passable and fine, but the one dead center, I don't know. And Pike looks fine. His arm.
I didn't like the gradient thing. I thought was like a cool look.
Do you know
That
what's
part, yeah.
interesting about this though? Is that
The
This
Death
is the-
Stars over there? No, I'm just
I believe this is the first time we have ever seen La'an or Ortega's in the scant. They always wear pants. until
Oh,
now.
That's true. Una's usually only
Oh.
rocking the scans.
Yeah.
And now
her,
Una's rocking the
And
pants.
then Una's in the pants.
Or the AI
Interesting.
thinks that's the way it should be. But they had to edit out Spock's scant because he came with one too, which is too bad. He should be in the scant. Everyone should. It should be the scant season.
I feel
Should be
like
one of your Starfleet's like, no, let's try all scants. It's pre-TOS.
yeah, why not?
Oops, all scans.
Yeah.
For a second from that angle, I got excited and thought that the pylons were refit to look more like the original series, but they're still the same angle.
Yeah, it's it's not wrong. It's just the angle of the ship, I think.
But that's kind of great actually, because the ship it has that like quality, like it morphs in and out of familiarity of different versions of the Enterprise. I like it. Everything
That's-
about Strange New Worlds.
Okay, according to Trev, they both were at once in the second season.
Okay.
Oh.
Once? Okay.
Do you, just out of curiosity, do you
remember
remember
that.
what episodes they were? Because
Thank you, Trev. I didn't remember. That's
Yeah.
bad of me.
same.
I was
I-
super bummed. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I like Celia Rose Gooding's hair with the Nichelle Nichols always wanted to have an afro back in the 60s.
Oh yeah.
They always told her she had to wear the wig, and she never got to have her natural hair on screen until the motion picture.
Yep.
No, that is really cool. It is. I feel like it was an interview with Celia Rose Gooding where she was saying that there's the women playing Uhura wearing like the like cool style for Black women of their time with Nichelle Nichols and kind of the Beehive, and then like Zoe Saldana's like slick back look, and then her like finally being able to wear like natural hair.
But I think it would be cool if at some point if she wanted to wear like a Nichelle style wig. I'd like to see that look on her.
What is now? I'm trying to remember what is she looking like in that like 60s thing that's in like the trailer.
Oh,
Do we see?
I can't remember what, because everyone is so had something going on.
Yeah, I think she just has like the big fro on top with like a sweatband on her forehead, I think. But I might be misremembering.
They should have given the fro in the 70s episode to like Pike or something. Because you could.
Yeah. Yeah, let's give him a perm and see what that looks like.
I'm super bummed that there's no Prodigy renewal, and that not just that, as another blow on top of that is that you're not going to even be able to watch it streaming. I mean, I own
it'll come to streaming. That's just temporary.
Where's it going to go? I'm so
Paramount. If no one buys it, Paramount will take it back.
Okay, good.
I think
they'll just try to sell it to someone else first.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see if, like, maybe now that Paramount's owned by people who might care about Star Trek a little more.
Okay, I'm looking at a picture of the 70s, and it looks like Uhura has sort of
Okay.
long,
so
straightened hair that sort of is volume, but it's not an afro.
So wait, sorry, because I realized I just said 60s. Is this like murder mystery one, or is this like sci-fi?
The murder
one?
mystery one, yeah.
Okay. Do we know what she's wearing in the sci-fi one? We didn't see her in that scene, right?
I don't remember.
I'm like scanning through. I don't think we did. I'm wondering if she's wearing like a Nichelle.
Yeah, I don't remember in the I suppose we have to differentiate between the two throwback kind of things.
Okay.
I'm talking about the 70s murder mystery one, because that would be like any character could technically have an afro.
Yeah.
This is the 70s, you know, like white people could, you know, it's like MC5 kind of thing, and like but
no, I was thinking of the like 60s. They're both kind of 60s inspired. That's what's confusing.
The murder mystery one is 70s to me.
Yeah, 70s. What's weird because 70s
and they're very close, but
then,
remember the 60s only looked like that at the very end.
Fair.
A large part of the 70s looked the same like that.
But also Lon looks like she's from the 40s. So
she does. She's got this Carmen Sandiego thing going on, but
just now when my AI avatar came on, it looked like the Close Encounters of the Third Kind aliens, like like it looked like.
Yeah, I'd rather more face.
I can't do I don't remember the music to communicate with you. Sorry, it was just like yeah, I have to just see it then. I
bum 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 bum.
There you go, Father.
There you go.
Yeah, John Williams came up with that. That's how the aliens say hello.
I remember. I'm not sure if I've seen that movie or just seen clips of that movie.
We were just talking about it.
This means something.
What was in it?
I saw that SpongeBob thing. That was funny.
I would say the bloopers from that are really funny.
We were watching Smallville last night, and Clark and Lana talk about they have a conversation about Lana's parents met in the theater going to see Close Encounters, and then like they fell asleep during the movie or something. They were bored, and then Clark is like, "Who falls asleep to Close Encounters?" And she's like, "I know, right?"
It is weird.
Well, Clark might have a good affinity for this movie about aliens.
Yeah. I like Visitors from Another World. They seem pretty cool.
I don't know where you are in Smallville. I don't know if Lana knows that about Clark yet.
We're in season 1.
So very much no.
Yeah. It's like only like episode 13 or 14, I think.
I watched every episode as a dare. That was a lot of episodes.
It's very repetitive right now.
No one dared you to watch every episode of Smallville?
Get used to that. But Monster of the Week.
Fell off around season 5, 6.
Okay.
We have a scant check from Trev.
Oh, in Subspace
Scant alert.
Okay. Still checking along.
Okay.
Very good.
Sorry to give you homework and then went on the stream we were watching.
Well, it's like the Borg hive mind, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Chat pack. coming up with the answers.
To be fair, I have the Strange New World trailer up, and I was scanning to see if we see Uhura in the 60s sci-fi.
I can't remember. She's not on the bridge scenes.
No, and she's definitely not on this bridge scene, and I just have the trailer.
I always
on to
think of
see-
that as the the Black Mirror episode of Strange New Worlds because some people have
what do you think this
spreadsheets.
new
Trev has a
the new
scanned sheet.
scant date, scant update, scant date, scant update.
Scant sheet.
I was gonna say, what do you think this new animated thing is gonna be on Nickelodeon or YouTube? Like what Trek
Well,
Central
they
reported?
kind of said it was going to be on YouTube, and that's probably, I don't know. I guess we don't know. It's all up in the air, but
I think having the thing for kids not behind a paywall is maybe a good thing.
probably that would
Yeah,
probably work better.
It'll probably be on the Nick Jr. YouTube
Yeah.
channel. So like which
I-
would be probably a popular place for people. It's gonna be targeted like the Blues Clues audience. So
Mhm.
And
Just
And yes,
brilliant.
all
Oh,
up
so
in
it
the
might
air,
not even be
but-
worth watching, right? That's like really.
Oh, is it gonna be? I didn't think it'd be that
Yeah.
young. I thought it'd be like a little.
everyone
like
said that about Lower Decks and Prodigy.
That,
So
yeah, that's
it,
fair.
it could turn
That's
out
true,
bad.
I'll
but,
just wait and see.
I don't
But
I don't really
I
care
don't think
about
it's
it.
going to be
Like,
very short treks. It's not going to be very
Yeah.
short treks for kids. So.
I think it'd probably be like a cute thing if you have like children or a young niece and nephew to be like, I want to watch that Star Trek thing you like, and I was like, let's try this because this is age appropriate.
I
Got
watched
it.
Star Wars: The Lego Freemakers. I like that one.
Mhm.
But they also
Yeah,
had
well-
those I forget the name of the really young Star Wars. That is so slow and not worth watching to me. But
There's some kind of Star Wars that started on YouTube and now it has 3 seasons.
that's that
Resistance?
Jedi no like that what's it called? This in that certain
I think that's what I was talking about. One of those. It's fine, but if you're not a little kid, there's really it's not like Prodigy where it's worth watching if you're not a kid too.
Yeah, my
But which we don't know. This is
Yeah.
also up in the air.
my
so.
guess is looking at how they're describing.
I know.
it.
I'm sure
like-
there's 100 channels right now are raging against it. The vague
I think, like,
press.
I
It's
put-
not even a press release. It was just I don't know.
I put this in a channel. It seems like to me that it's going to be like if Prodigy is Teen Titans, the original like cartoon, like this would be
Yeah.
like Teen Titans Go.
Young Jedi Adventures. That's the
yeah,
Star Wars.
I think that's what I
one.
was talking about. Yeah.
See, I didn't get the idea it would be Blue's Clues or like Wonder Pets. That's very young.
That's what it sounds like.
See, I thought it'd be a slightly older. Like
I feel
'cause-
like Rock Talk's like game. That's what a young Blue's
The-
Clues Star
the
Trek.
Heart
Yeah.
Animal Hospital or whatever.
Yeah,
like Blue's Clues is like preschool age. Blue's Clues is 3
Yeah.
and 4-year-olds.
but I think that's what the article said.
Yeah,
This was
I
like
think-
targeting
I-
preschool.
That was
They
the,
also said 8 to 9 in that same.
they said the
Oh,
characters.
okay.
They said the characters in the show are 8 to
Or
9
8 to 9.
year olds.
Oh, okay. That's what I
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
so-
I saw 8 to 9. It was also because we talked about this. I skimmed the article and then went back to look at it and couldn't get Trek Central to load at all.
Hmm.
Someone
Like,
else
for-
had an article about it later too. I saw
For
it,
a
but-
second, it was the entire Trek Central website would not load for me at all. And I was like, Parabot finally did it. They took them down.
a little bird might have told me that there's the article is mostly correct, and
Mhm.
I believe it. It
Yeah.
seems yeah.
it sounds like it's going to be like
Oof.
Star Trek for the Blues Clues audience.
Which again, I've got
Which they don't have, so I mean
yeah, I've got a baby nephew. I'd like something to show him in a couple of
Yeah.
years.
Put that shit on the iPad when you're on a
He's,
long road trip.
And then right after that, Prodigy.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
almost like a licensed product, you know.
And
more
you know,
like a-
Prodigy,
Yeah.
the silver lining there is that like they did anticipate maybe a long time before another adventure, so they kind of wrapped it up
Hmm.
in.
And Prodigy can be brought back anytime. Like
yeah,
Lower
that's
Decks.
true.
We have so many I mean King of the Hill is coming back.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a
Um,
good point.
and then especially
Hope is
because-
not lost.
because
Rebellions
They
are
need to
built
age up
on
the
hope.
character. Yeah, there you go.
They are.
Yeah, they
That's
have all the
that's
assets.
my
and
other
the
episode.
team
has
would
been for
want to do
Android.
it. Pay them.
Yeah. It although it's interesting to me. Besides, like, besides Kate Mulgrew, it feels like the Prodigy actors have not been like brought into like doing cons or anything. I find it very interesting.
Right, like I wanna talk to
I want to meet Jason
what's his name?
Mantzoukas.
Brett Gray, who plays
Yeah.
Dal. Like,
What's
I
her
don't
name is
like-
super busy from Fallout, so she's
Yeah,
season 2.
I know.
That's
I
cool.
find
Ella
it
Purnell, I
fascinating
believe.
Yeah.
They
Gwen-
haven't.
she's
Gwen's-
exploding.
and she
Yeah.
plays
Jinx and Arcane.
Jinx, my favorite character in Arcane. That's a
Mhm.
great show. You should check that out,
Yep.
Sohel.
Like,
Arcane.
Even Ruben says it's great.
Oh wow, he hates everything.
They accidentally made a great show, from what I heard.
I think Ella Purnell is going to be at a con. Was she on the STLV list or was it the cruise?
I think
Or
she was at STLV.
No,
I don't think it was STV. I would have noticed that. I will
maybe
say.
was it?
They have been at cons.
Was
I
it
know Brett
Space
Gray
Con?
has been at a con, but it's just not all.
It
Yeah.
was. I remember Brett Gray being at like
Space
Comic Con, which is obviously a
Something
very
like that.
different
Yeah.
beast than like coming to STLV.
Yeah.
And I think it's somewhere that like I would, because I just think it would be insanely chaotic. I want Jason Mantzoukas to do a convention.
Yeah.
What's
He
your
would be,
name?
I mean, on stage,
Oh.
just imagine. I mean, he'd
It would be great. I don't.
Put him with anyone. Just
Yeah.
let him go.
Jason Mantzoukas is on this season of Taskmaster, and there's just a bunch of like polite British people, and then one the
Hello,
most
what?
insane American
Oh, no.
you can think of.
He-
And it's
Put him
great.
on stage with any of the lower decks people, and you don't need no
Perfect.
questions. Just let him go.
No. Because someone I remember asking, I think Dan Jeanette being like, "Would you do an improv show?" And he's like, "We should get me the lower decks people and like add Jason Mantzoukas in there. Let them improv."
There you go. There you go. It's Friday night activity.
Yeah, same. It definitely feels like Paramount decided, well, we don't care about animation. Yeah, not everything has to be for me. That's like fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hear
with
her.
900 episodes,
Hmm.
adding all the time. Yeah, we can spread out who it's for,
Oh God, sorry.
except for AI. There's no
Okay.
Star Trek for AI. Star Trek will implode AI.
Okay, so
Just
Hill,
like Kirk with a computer, it'll start.
I'm
smoking and
trying not
explode.
to make it come out, but my finger keeps slipping to the video.
Wow, it sounds like that's such a great product you have there. It works so well. I'm
so Hill,
shocked.
it's
I'm
like it's
shocked,
showing
I
me
tell
like
you.
you coming down from heaven, but for some reason this version of it shows that you died by breaking
The
your neck.
reverse ascension is like, oh,
Let's
you
see
made
what
a
hap-
mistake. You're
I'm in a
going
different
down.
position. Let me see what happens now. Brace yourself. Ready?
I'm gonna look in the
See.
book. Oh, it says he used AI. Never mind.
Oh
You're
look,
going
now it's like
downstairs.
I'm laying in bed, right? What's this weird star over
That's
here?
your belly
like-
button. That's your
What is that?
robot
Oh.
belly.
Whoa!
Whoa, you got a T-shirt all of a sudden.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You hallucinated a T-shirt, and your neck is still hallucinating.
It looks like the Dark Side of the Moon album cover is trying to come out of
And
it.
when you
It's so
laugh, you
disturbing.
look so inhuman. It's unbelievable.
It
really.
is. It's
Yeah.
pretty disturbing.
Can't date. Ortega's wears it again and Hamad.
Hegemony.
Gemini. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce
There
it.
you go.
I'm just guessing.
I think that Trev gets. We don't really do points here, but you get like 10 million points for scant
After Dark, where the rules don't
For a
matter and the
har-
points are made up.
for hardly
Or
a
is it the other way
scant
around?
effort.
For
For
remember.
for scant skimming all the episodes.
for more than a scant effort.
Add them to your scant sheets. So
Jeremiah, the answer to this question of why is there an AI Sohail is because I have bad
real Sohail
allergies
died.
and my nose is constantly running, and so
the real Sohail died, but he signed an agreement with Apple, so they have his soul.
They,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
like
And
the
we are
soul of
being punished for
Alar.
this.
Instead of the soul of Alar, it's the soul
Yes.
of Sohel.
Now I will start a great holy war to avenge the thieving of his soul.
oh wow.
I'm going to breed 200 billion Joels somehow. And yeah,
I still have. The
I'm a
Stranger-
bird.
I
I'm
still
not
have the
really.
Strange New Worlds trailer open from when I was like trying to skim to see if they showed Uhura's like hair in that one part.
Yeah. Did
And
they?
the shorts it is like recommending me is like Anson Mount in like a Strange New Worlds thing, then a TNG clip, and then Jason Mantzoukas in like Taskmaster. I was like, is it listening? Like,
Sounds like it.
yeah.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, Taylor showed me all of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and now we're over a season into the sequel show, Legend of Korra, and there's been like 8 Star Trek actors have shown up.
Oh yeah, there's like a ton.
Oh, I didn't realize I was sharing this. So this is the SpaceCon lineup, but
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought that's why I put it up because I thought you wanted it.
Billy
saw the-
Williams. Yay!
But yeah, this is a con we're going to in San Antonio. That
I love that Grant Gustin has the most theater kid looking headshot.
Let me go see. Oh yeah, he really. Oh wow. What
Like he
happened to
looks
Grant
great.
Gustin? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Grant Gustin was always good looking. I don't.
I know, but he
But,
like.
David
now
Duchovny
it's-
is going to be.
That's a magazine shot. I mean, it really looks like a
magazine.
magazine.
If you scroll up, James Callis is a magazine shot too.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. I saw that. It's got
Yeah.
scarf
Trinity
and
from
everything.
The Matrix.
I love Carrie Ann Moss. I loved her in Star Wars.
Bless George Takei, but that's a very old headshot, I think.
James Callis,
Love.
Baltar from Galactica.
I love that all these people are also Star Trek related now.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So exciting.
He is.
When James Callis was in Star Trek, my mom thought it was just Bashir.
Sheer.
Yeah.
Oh,
a,
that's funny.
a friend who some of you have at least been in a video call with did text me and said, for a second I was going to ask you why Bashir was playing Picard's dad, and then I realized
They
it
have
wasn't him.
they have similar accents. It is true.
It is true, and they have, I think, similar vibes. But
Yeah.
Here's the
but-
nut.
I will
Here's
say,
the blue.
Alexander Siddig is a different color than James Callis.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like, although I think I
There's
pointed
some-
this out to Father at least. You can tell there's a lot of whitewashing of Bashir, especially if you look at any action figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Bashir.
I think I mentioned that once, and then you said you looked at your action figure and were like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Well, y'all, it's coming. We're past the 2-hour mark. It's been a fun Friday. Is there anything we didn't talk about?
I don't know. We could. Who's going to be at Trek Long Island? Let's look at that. Because
Oh,
will
yeah.
be there.
Maybe that's
in
what I
just
should
a couple
have,
weeks.
That's probably what I should have done. Sorry.
Because I'm opening the page right now. You can't see it, but because I've seen other. You're going to interview the wonderful woman who puts it on, and I've seen a couple other interviews with her. She was on Sci-Fi Sisters this week, and I've seen other ones.
1 year,
She's
I need
amazing.
To, like, arrange my schedule so I can go. The process like getting up to New York is like the
I
main.
can't go because I won't have my real ID in the mail. It won't come by then, so I can't fly till.
That's annoying. At least
We just did our passports today.
There you go.
I guess what is nice is that Texas for a couple years it's just been like we're just going to do the real IDs.
Minnesota, for some reason, kicked it down the line to the end.
Where's the
Jeremiah, it's been so fun that you've been
I
on the
am
whole
lazy.
episode. That is true.
Yeah. All right.
What were you
Jeremy.
gonna say, Joel?
Here we
No,
go.
Minnesota just kicked down the real ID thing, so I'll be able to
That's
fly
really
to Vegas, but I won't be able to. I couldn't, even if I guess I could. I maybe could have gone, but I think maybe I'll go to. I'm gonna go to SLV and maybe Chicago is the other one. Dave Gregory, you'll be in Chicago too, I think, in the chat. So, and there is another Florida one, but it's right after STLV. So hell,
I think
Or
I
Orlando.
saw that and I was just like, why are they so close together?
I don't know.
Oh
But
wait, not me talking out of my ass because John Noble's going to be there. That's a Prodigy actor.
there you go.
Yeah. Oh, he
And not
did
one of the
STLV
kids.
before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have Terry Farrell, John Billingsley, Andy Robinson.
Yay. Phil Morris. Yay.
Phil Morris is in so many things.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Smallville, right?
Yeah, he was Martian Manhunter in Smallville. And one of the panels that we're going to do there, we're going to interview Susan Sackett, who was Gene Roddenberry's assistant.
Oh,
And,
how
like-
cool! Yeah, she's
Yeah,
in
that'll
the
be fun.
Center Seat documentaries, I think. That's
Yes,
cool.
yeah, I'm-
Yeah.
I'm-
Yeah, I know I saw her in something.
Who's
She
Oh, go ahead.
she knows where all the bodies are buried. You know,
Yeah,
like she was
that's
she was
true.
around for like a long time during like the last stage of his life.
Who was that guy in Picard? What character was he? Alex Deal.
I was about to ask that too. 'cause I
Is he
cannot-
the? I think he's the F8 droid, right? The
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he looks so
Yep.
different with hair. That's
Um,
hilarious.
yeah,
You're right.
actually,
That's
yeah,
who
he
that
looks
is.
very-
Oh, I feel less bad about not recognizing that man.
Yeah,
It's
same.
hard when you have that much prosthetics.
hmm
And
There have been times I've recognized Star Trek actors in other things, but by just their voice, I'd be like, I
Yeah,
know that fucking
Sometimes
voice.
voices, yeah.
Like,
Like John Noble,
Like,
obviously he was just a
what-
voice because it was animated. But even if he was under prosthetics, the voice.
one was John Billingsley that I recognized in
Oh,
something
okay.
else, and it like took me a second to realize why.
Hey,
What-
we could buy that domain. Look at that.
what's
Let's
the?
let's buy it and then bribe them with it. It is because it's a creation.net or creation.
Okay, I got it now.
Yeah.
And this is STLV this year.
Right, Sohail? Sohail,
They
this
are-
is where we pressure you.
They
This is
already
the
have
part of the show.
105.
Yep.
Oh yeah, peer pressure is so hill too. I'll just peer pressure all
Yeah.
of our friends.
LeVar
Alright.
was guest
I
100.
I still have to figure out like flights and accommodations, but I did buy tickets to the convention.
That's the easy part at this point. I have to finish my I have to decide. I have to decide. You guys can help me here. Okay.
Okay.
Nobody watched it. Well, not many people watch this. All the attendees of SQV don't watch it yet, but one day we'll change that so everyone does. But I want to make my from Home Soil, the micro brain, the little glowing guy. Do you remember? I don't remember. He's in this glass thing, but those are only available in glass. You can buy 100 different sizes all over the internet,
Mhm.
but you can buy 2 different plexiglass because I'm not flying with glass no matter what. I'm not bringing an $80 piece of glass on a plane. So I can either get a sort of small oval that's really wide,
Mhm.
or I can get the exact same size but only about 4 inches big. Instead of the one in Home Cell is probably much bigger than my head, like this big.
Are you checking a bag?
Wow, as far as like people like in Star Trek, STLV is truly
It's
unsurpassed with how
Yeah.
many people.
But look some of the other people are there. Look,
I know it's
Sam
crazy.
Jones. It's crazy.
I love it. It's so
And they have people from like Space 1999 too, and like Barbara Bain, I think is going to be there, which is nuts.
Joel, so what? I'm trying to make sure I understand what's the
Okay. Remember the little glowing is just a glowing LED, which is really I can do that really easy, and it's in this glass. They're museum display, sort of tall, and the top is like a globe, but then it's just a cylinder. But I can get one of those that's only this big, easy in plexiglass. But the one on the show is this big, or I can get one that's big, but it's really wide and looks bad. So I think I'm going to try to make one that's just with the 4-inch one.
Because I think the
It'll just
4-inch
be like a
one is probably
miniature version.
easier to pack.
I think that's what I'm going to go with, but I'm like a bell jar. That's
I have a picture of it.
Yeah.
Oh, this
And I can
Home
make
Soil is
that
not an
pretty
episode I'll
easy.
rewatch, but that's the thing that calls humans or like
Ugly bags of mostly water. Yes.
Yeah,
Because-
ugly bags.
because
So hell,
I
have the
love that
picture if you wanna
episode,
show it.
and I've never seen anyone do that. Which I mean, if I search I'm not going to search because I will find someone doing it. There we go.
Yeah.
But see, that's pretty tall, and
It is
I can
pretty
buy that in
tall.
glass, but there's no plexiglass version of that.
I'm trying to think. Like what's annoying?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a small one, and I get a season 1 TNG uniform to go with it.
Yeah.
I think I'll do science.
What's annoying is I bet you could find something a little closer if it was Christmas time.
I don't know because this I found a lot of places that specialize in making this stuff,
Yeah.
and because it's just they don't do that in plexiglass in certain sizes. It's all glass.
Weird.
The closest I found is one with a different top that you can use for like high school level vacuum experience.
Yeah.
Experiments.
That's so odd. Like, is there something about the shape that's bad for plexiglass? Like,
I guess it's just because it's kind of a display thing, so it just tends to go, well, people are going to pay money, they'll pay glass.
yeah.
Pay for glass.
But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
the
look
small
black
light, I can do a
these days.
single LED. I have a plan for that. That'll work out really
Oh,
well. But
yeah.
so I think I'm just gonna have to go for the other one.
Are you going to try and dress as a specific character? Or just be like
No, it's
TNT
just
extra number 6.
season 1 science. I'll just be
Yeah.
like I carry it around sick bay or something.
Mhm.
I'm not going for a character with that, but I will get a TNG season 1 uniform because I don't have one of those because we added a day, so I have it because I have 4 uniforms now. And now we have 5 days of STLV. So.
Right.
So I have one of each color,
I have-
lower decks, my Prodigy uniform, and this will
I
be
am-
a TNG season,
I do
which is not my
really-
favorite uniform, but
Oh, this
We
is
have to figure out our.
I love this
cosplay.
episode, so I
I
want to do
do
the
really
thing.
want to do La'an in that episode, but I can't really tell from the screenshot what color her pants are.
You just have to guess.
Yeah, and some they look black, and some they look brown, and some they look like red.
Yeah, and with lighting, those blacks could come off red or brown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
worst
that's
knowing,
really.
Like, I do have a pair of pants that actually looks really close in style to them, and they're teal, so that seems not helpful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're honestly a little too expensive to want to dye.
Yeah, and that's iffy too how that will turn out.
Yeah.
Dyeing pants. That sounds like.
I mean,
some
I
shirts are
dyed
fine.
the tulle thing that I wore under the ball gown the last time I went to STLV, but that was cheap from Amazon.
Yeah.
And a fun fact about that also closes with Velcro, and during STLV it kept opening, so I had to go to the cosplay repair thing and I was like, just give me a box.
I checked in behind the cosplay repair woman. She is so wonderful.
Aw.
So I sat and talked to her forever in line because we were checking in, and
Yeah, I went there and I was like, I know exactly what I need. Just give me a close
Oh, she's like, she had everything.
Yeah. I can't think of not a clothespin, a safety pin. I was like, I just need a safety pin, and we're just gonna safety pin me in this dress. Garden shops might have plexiglass ones, so you can avoid glass. Oh, that's a good.
I searched heavily online.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which doesn't mean
Taylor.
'cause I got
Taylor
into. I didn't
found
just check
one.
Amazon. I checked
It's like
specialty places that sell this stuff.
What about this one?
Well, how tall is that though?
It's 7.67 inch diameter. I don't
Yeah,
know
but how
what
tall
that-
is the thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's too short. It's too short.
It's about the size
Why is it
I
in
found. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found that size.
I wonder, is there any way you could this might just not look good. Like add something to the bottom of it to make it look a little taller?
Well, that part is fine because the inside is sort of looks like a Devo hat. Really, this
Yeah.
that
I'm
way.
staring at it
smaller
right now, trying to-
circles going up. That part I can make pretty easy.
You may be able to find something like in a lighting, like if you do like Home Depot or Lowe's, like a lighting dome or something, or even I don't know if you have a Habitat for Humanity, like home resale thrift shops. Sometimes
I'd go
they
to
have
cities for that,
weird plastic and weird home materials that you may find something similar.
I probably don't have time to go thrifting.
Yeah, it would definitely be a whole project.
I think I need to order it all soon, but
I wouldn't rely on a thrift store for that, just because it would be.
It would
if
be
you
like
found it, it'd be fine.
exactly
if you found
keep
it-
an eye out for it.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna find it if you just go in.
You'll find it. You'll make it, and then you'll find it the next week after that.
Probably. I think I'll accept that it's going to be smaller than real life, but it'll just be kind of cute, and I can carry it around and tell everyone, "Look at my micro brain." Well, then then I can just write, on my thing, ugly bag of mostly water. I got a new stick for this, so I don't have to carry around wood because I had duct tape wood for STSF, and my hands was covered in black duct tape all con. It was annoying, but I fixed that part.
You should get I don't know, the recording they put in a Build-A-Bear or something, just something cheap, and just record the lines from the episode on there.
You could do that. I have a Raspberry Pi. I could do that, but I don't think I'll bother doing it.
That's pretty good cosplay though.
That's really fun.
I would do that in the cosplay contest.
Yeah, at least you're making that.
Yeah, that's why I want to make it because it's one of those things. I've never seen anyone quite do it. I mean, if I search, I might find it because whenever I think of something I want to bring, I do not search it because I'm sure I'll find it, and I'll be like, oh, mine will suck. So mine will be mine. It'll be fine. But
I think what I did only one other person I found online doing it, And then the one person I ran into
at the con.
Yeah.
But I mean, that kind of makes sense
I was gonna say
because it was pretty new at that point.
fairly new. I had to explain to actors that were not in Strange New Worlds. A couple of them were like, "You look great.
What?
What are you?" Like,
Yeah.
And then I was like, "They did a fairy tale episode of Strange New Worlds. I'm one of them." And they're like, "Okay, great. You'll look great again." And my favorite is because I stayed across the street. I got like caught in an episode with like some newer people. They're like, "Well, you're dressed up for something."
Not for the goddamn Spock convention like we were.
Yeah.
But...
Oh no! So it was someone across the street. So which is a normal person who was like, "What the fuck is this girl wearing?" I was like wearing a ball gown at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, it's Vegas. It happens.
Yeah. And then I was like, "There's a Star Trek convention across the street," and they're like, "Okay."
So Sohail, what are you wearing?
Yeah, what are you wearing to STLV? Which you're definitely going to.
I will be the unicorn dog from that episode.
The Enemy Within.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
still said they need to make dog costumes of that.
I know. I want to put a cat. I want to do a unicorn cat for Arthur. All right. On that note,
You're trying to get out of this.
Oh,
Come
yeah,
to
man, I
STLV.
I'm way past my bedtime, but I had a lot
In
of fun. This was
preparation
fun.
for SCLV, yes. We got to all start prepping.
We have to start prepping, staying up.
Start drinking more and start staying up later, and then you'll do fine.
Well,
On that note,
on that note,
On that very healthy note.
live long and prosper. Thank you, audience, for hanging out with us. It was a fun and lively chat.
yeah, you put up with us, and wow, that's a lot.
And good night, everyone. I won't show the creepy avatar again.
On purpose, you might accidentally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
that's fine.
see.
It's fine.
Here we go. All right, ending.